of the PHIX/AM and the PM here on A2D Radio. We are brought to you every Wednesday by our doc, Make 'em Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Dellavecchio, Greg Milakovic, Frank Vespe. We got a whole crew in store for you tonight. A ton to talk about. Sports are on their way back, so that's exciting. We'll get into that later on in the show. We'll do dumbest thing of the week, like it's done every Wednesday. Status of the NHL and MLB. And we'll talk a little bit about the NBA, too, working on their way back. MLB, not looking good for Major League Baseball. We'll dissect that. Most improved NFC East team. Listen, this is going to be a great conversation because we've all talked about it all season. Every one of these football teams is improved, including our own Philadelphia Eagles, okay? So when you look at the Washington Redskins, improved. Dallas Cowboys, you could say improved, right? They're all improved. New York Giants, improved. So it's going to be an interesting season. It's, to me, a loaded-up division. So we'll talk about that in our second segment. Main topic is the Eagles' 2020 NFC East ranking. So what we're going to do is we'll pull up the depth charts, and we're going to break down position by position, and we're going to rank them 1 out of 4. And we're going to find out where the Eagles stand, which ties right into our poll question, brought to you by Ambuck Services, AMBUCK Services.com for all your gutter guards, gutter installation, deck restoration, anything outside your house, they got you covered. Tell them the boys from A2D Radio sent you 20% off, AmbuckServices.com. The Eagles are still the team to beat in the NFC East. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us. And everywhere you get your podcast family, you can find us there as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Come on. We're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. So if you're not in the party now, hop on the bandwagon. It's always open here. Always open. And we're going to find out how big that Eagles bandwagon is here in a few. The Eagles are still the team that beat in the NFC East. Do you agree or disagree? Right? And just to get the party started, how are they not? How are they not? I talked about every team's been improved in this division. I get that. But there is something built here. There is a culture built here of at least going to postseason, at least playing postseason football, right? We've seen it. 3 straight postseasons, including a Super Bowl win, right? So you look at it like that. This Eagles football team, as we'll dissect, has been upgraded in key positions, right? Just like some of these other football teams we'll talk about. But to me, the best quarterback in the division, it's not really up for debate, so don't come in here debating it. The best quarterback in the division, and that's what dictates NFL football teams, and the best coach in the division. So I got, what do we see? I'm not comparing it to New England, but we know how important QB-coach relationship is, right? All right, if that relationship's tight, you're going to win a lot of football games. Yeah. Best coach in the division, best quarterback in the division. Hands down, the Eagles are the team to beat in the NFC East. And secondly, until somebody beats you, you're still the champ. So unless this team disintegrated and got rid of so much talent where you're like, oh, it's rebuild mode, then you would say no. But this team upgrade. This team knows that they got to rebuild while still trying to win championships. That's the goal they're in right now. It's almost a combo, right? I love this football team. I'm not overly in love with Howie Roseman draft day. I love what he did in the all season. Brought in some key veterans, right, that are going to make this football team better. This is a top 5 defense in the NFL. You can book that shit if they're healthy. I completely agree with the poll question. Family, you tell us. We'll read off all your comments, questions, excitement for football. Being Governor Wolf opened it up for pro teams, which means we're going to get some training camps. We're going to get some workouts. Them rookies are going to be able to be around, the vets. This is so important to a football season. So I'm jacked up. We're the team to beat. Let's go.
Ralphie, go ahead, brother.
I agree to the poll question as well. I think we are still the team to beat in the NFC East. And just to know what Tommy's point was at the end of his thing was that, we're still the champs, and until you knock us off, we're still the team to beat. If you look around the division, draft day for Howie wasn't that great for draft, but for the other 3 teams, they've vastly improved, but we're still the team to beat. If you just take out the middle linebacker role for the Eagles on paper, we're right there. We're neck and neck with up there with one of the best teams in the NFL. So I totally agree. I think we're still the team to beat in the NFC East, and we're still the champs until you knock us off. I'll say otherwise.
Yeah, I agree as well. And again, I'm saying this as somebody who really wasn't a fan aside from just obviously their draft. I really wasn't a huge fan of what they did overall on their offensive side of the ball. Defensively, yes, I've said numerous times I'm very, very impressed with what Howie Roseman and the Eagles were able to do, especially with all of the interchanging parts going from obviously the end of last season to obviously where we are now. But with that being said, I look around this division and, we're going to be obviously dissecting, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, and the Washington Redskins a lot more this week than we have done over the last handful of weeks. And I think we can say that there's one consistent theme for all three of them. And that is this entire offseason, whether you want to talk trade, free agency, or the draft, they each ignored a very key position. You can just look at the Dallas Cowboys. They ignored their secondary. Oh, you put Ryan. They brought in Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix. Really? Really? I got to be afraid of Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix? Especially when they brought him in and, seemed like, 8-9 weeks into free agency? I'm good.
Don't forget Diggs, though, because they didn't totally not address it.
Yeah, they did acquire Trayvon Diggs in the draft.
I understand that.
They did draft one of the better corners in the draft, so.
I understand that.
A 4th-round pick or a 3rd-round pick on a corner. I mean, they went high with it, so.
Yeah, I hear you, but overall, when you lose a guy like Byron Jones and you don't make that splash that a lot of people expected them to make, especially in the 1st round, for example, and I like Diggs, I really do. But overall in their defense, I think they're going to be hurting a little bit, especially in the secondary. You look at the Washington Redskins. Sure, they got Chase Young, and their defensive front is going to be really impressive, and it might be a problem for us, and a lot of teams when they face them. They still ignored the offensive line play. You still have a situation where Dwayne Haskins is probably going to be running for his life, and he doesn't even really run that much. So you look at the situation there, other than friggin', Terry McLaurin, for example, just a bunch of guys on the outside of wide receivers, and then you look at the New York Giants, again, defense is just there's nothing really there. I understand, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you say, well, Ryan, they ignored linebacker. Well, what else is new? That's the Philadelphia Eagles over the last 10 years. So I look at it, and yes, there's been some dramatic improvements throughout the division in certain aspects, which we'll talk about. But I still trust the quarterback more than anybody. I trust the coach more than anybody. And I think when you talk about when healthy to where we've been shredded with injuries, and people would say, oh, Ryan, that's an excuse. It's really not. It's a reason. There's a difference between it being an excuse and a reason. To me, I absolutely agree with the poll, because when you have all of those weapons, both offense and defense, on the Philadelphia Eagles at your disposal, I think they're better than anything else any of the other 3 teams can offer, to be honest.
Yeah, the only semi-rebuttal I have is the Cowboys. They're loaded. I'm not going to play this game. I mean, they're flat out loaded, which means we're loaded. So I am not going to put that down. I mean, that defense is good.
Exactly.
They lost Byron Jones. That linebacking core is one of the better ones in football, right? That front can get after you, which makes secondary a lot easier to play, especially when you bring in a rookie. But Diggs can play, so I don't want to mistake it. Now he's a rookie, so there's a lot of ifs. I like Ha. It's a good addition. It's better than what they had back there, honestly, in their safety position. That's better than what they had. So they upgraded there. They're an upgraded football team. And it's going to be neck to neck. I want people to understand this. This isn't a runaway of a division. This is the Eagles Cowboys fighting for this division if all things go as planned, right? Without major injuries. So I just want people to understand, if I got the Eagles winning 11, I got the Cowboys winning 10. If I got the Eagles winning 12, Cowboys 11. And, I wouldn't be surprised if both these football teams make the playoffs. I mean, they're that good in the NFC that both of these football teams are playoff football teams. I hate the Cowboys with a passion. I just don't want to – I can never just be like They stayed status quo in some spots defensively, but them spots were pretty good already. So they're only semi-weakness is their secondary, but I think having a great front 7 helps you out back there a little bit too. So that's my only, not even a rebuttal. That's just my only thing about the Cowboys. I think they're really damn good. So I hate to say it. I know people don't like it, but listen, fly will fly. My squad, but that's a good football team. I'm excited to go play them. You know what I mean? I really am.
Absolutely, Tom. And I'll take the Phantom out of the question. Of course, I do agree with the poll that it is the divisions for us to take. But, yeah, you can't count Dallas out of the equation. I mean, they had a fantastic offseason despite all the Dak drama. They still have a good chunk of their coaching staff. They made a great hire in Mike McCarthy. And McCarthy kept Kellen Moore, which he's an up-and-comer in the next couple of years as a possible head coaching candidate. And, Dak has his OC, and they're going to get a little bit creative. They're going to have McCarthy there, and then that's a huge factor. And, I do see both the Eagles and the Cowboys make the playoffs. I don't know who will be the division winner and who will take the wild card spot, but it's going to be us and Dallas for the division going into this season.
Greg, what do you
Greg?
think of the poll?
No,
team to beat in the NFC East, or still?
yeah, I do. I do think so. You hit it, and Ralphie hit it on the head earlier. Until someone beats us, we're it, right? And I do trust our quarterback. I do trust our coach, even if I might not like him, but I do trust him for this team in this division.
What'd you say?
I said I do think he's the better coach in the division, so I will trust him on that.
Well, of course
I
he's
said
the better coach in the division.
Rewind for the people. You just said.
I said I trust our coach.
Wow. Times are changing here.
I mean, it's not going to stop me week one from yelling at him for whatever reason and calling for his head, but in the offseason right now, we're good.
Quarantine has changed a lot of people for the better.
It has. I don't know. Maybe not the better. Maybe not the better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say for the better.
That COVID-19 I put on is not for the better.
Oh, that's a COVID. That's a COVID. You might put a 0 on the end of that, babe. But the rebuttal, you just said you might, you're still going to call for his head week one. Would you stop? Would you stop it? Okay.
No.
I wish I would have known you better through your Chip Kelly days, because you were probably like, they can't fire this guy. This isn't on him. Yeah,
I was ready. He had his time. He was done.
Yeah, according to you, his time is still here.
Yeah. Everybody just joining us. Our poll question is: the Eagles are still the team to beat in the NFC East. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? Let us know. We'll start reading off comments here in a second. This panel was a complete agree, but I think the thing we can all agree on is Dallas is right there, and it is this neck to necker here. And to me, like I said, both teams are playoff teams. So it comes down to who I think the better quarterback is and the head coach, and that's why I give the Eagles the edge here, because they do have that. And then, like Chuck said earlier, you got to factor in that all three teams in this division have changed head coaches this offseason. So definitely a factor, definitely plays a part, especially with some of the limited stuff up until this point. So
yeah, but like Frank mentioned, with the Kellen Moore staying on, that at least changes that for Dallas to where it's not a complete system change. Obviously, there'll be tweaks and stuff with McCarthy bringing his ideas and his thoughts. But Frank has a great point with Kellen Moore staying on. At least Dak doesn't have to learn a whole new offense.
Exactly.
A whole new system.
You mean Andy Dalton? Do you mean Andy Dalton, Greg?
No, I mean now.
Gavin says time to go jump in the pool again. Gavin, I don't got this suit on. I almost slipped and fell there.
Yes!
Pants almost came down and all. I mean, it could have been real ugly out there. Some guys might have enjoyed it, but I'm not here to tell you what their channel is.
Oh, my God.
Pootie Cat!
What's up, Pootie Cat?
What up,
Pootie?
Get us off that topic immediately, please.
Yes.
Gino, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the additions the Cowboys lost and some of that. We're going to be diving into that in a few here, where we talk about where we rank position by position in the division. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. What's Lori saying? Lori Vincent, Nate Burleson said Giants are taking the East. He's an idiot then. I like I really do like Nate. But like now, see, this is what happens. Guys start reaching during quarantine, right?
Yeah.
They
get bored.
Yeah.
We got people making reaches. We got people throwing headphones. We got people going crazy during this lockdown. It's insane.
It's a mess. And you know what they want? He wants to cater to a big New York audience and get everybody retweeting and commenting the Giants. Like, Ryan said earlier, that defense isn't good enough to win this division. So
It's not.
No shot.
What's about a good offense? Absolutely, this division is not good. John Coyle, I agree. Our track team is the best in the East. And Don not happy about the Spartans hat, Ralphie, telling you to get it the hell off. So, it's not about you, Ralph. Here, Don also, he's going to come in here. He's, no ties to the Eagles. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Redskins. I'm right there. I could flip Redskins.
I can agree with that actually with that ranking.
Yeah, it's all about, again, Dwayne Haskins. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously. The obvious thing is, it depends on how the quarterback plays. But I think we would all agree Dwayne Haskins, we really have no idea who he is. We really don't. Like, we think we know, but at the end of the day, we don't know if we should put some of the blame on just the organization last year. He kind of had a strong finish to the season last year, but, they got him some weapons. But at the end of the day, it's kind of when you talk about question marks, there's question marks with every football team. But with the Redskins, there's a lot of hype with their defensive front, which I think we can all say that we're both impressed and also kind of scared of, not only for this season, but going forward, because all of them are young and cheap.
Very young. Very young.
Like when we get into the depth charts in a little bit, like it's literally, you'll see first round pick. It's literally down the line and then into kind of their entire front seven. It's just first round picks galore. And then you have a guy named Reuben Foster who's just kind of hiding back there that people kind of forget. Oh, wait, he's there? He's there if he plays. So when you talk about it at the end of the day, I just don't. And maybe if there's any Redskins fans, I would love to hear from them too. As just a football fan, I can't get myself to trust Dwayne Haskins yet, just because of all of the different phases we've seen of him so far. And then obviously the rumors going all the way back to before he even started, to where he really wasn't a locked-in player as far as getting better, learning the system, as far as the locker room, the offensive line, not really giving him any favors and giving up on protecting him. So for his sake, I hope that it's just kind of an example of the old organization and a guy like Ron Rivera comes in and changes it, because I think a guy like Ron Rivera can change cultures, but that's a huge question mark to me.
Well, I think the bigger question mark is if it's even their guy. So, when you talk about the Giants, you sort of, Daniel Jones is their guy, got them and drafted them, there's support there. So that's locked in stone. When you talk about the Washington Redskins, we don't even know if Dwayne Haskins ends up being Ron Rivera's guy. So there's
of course, there was the rumor where they were considering taking Tua at the number 2 overall pick, which is mind blowing.
See, I didn't even think you were going to that rumor. I thought you were talking about the rumor that they might be going after Cam Newton. I mean, that was circulating.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
and they also traded in the offseason. They also traded for Kyle Allen, who was the quarterback for some time in Carolina with Ron Rivera. So if Dwayne's not the guy, then Ron Rivera has somebody that if he does bring that system over from Carolina, he knows that system a little bit better than what Dwayne has. So
Tom,
interesting.
And Tom, to your point, it's spot on. You look at, we hear this all throughout sports, not only just football, but you talk about when there's a new regime change and people come in, certain guys aren't their guys. You look at Dave Gettleman and the Giants, or Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz with the Eagles, and they acquired those talents. Ron Rivera's coming into a system, and he can very easily say, well, I didn't draft Dwayne Haskins. He wasn't my guy, so I'm not beholden to him. I'll give him a shot because the organization, obviously spent a first-round pick on the kid, but I don't think the leash is as long as, say, for example, with Dave Gettleman with Daniel Jones, because Ron Rivera didn't draft him.
Well, you saw that last year with Arizona, where they had Josh Rosen, and then out of nowhere, pretty boy Cliff Kingsbury comes in, gets rid of Rosen, brings in Kyler Murray, and Kyler, after year 1, he got Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
So anything can happen with Dwayne going into this season.
That's a great move too, out of Kingsbury too. But the bigger thing is, he can play himself into their guy. So just because he might not be the guy doesn't mean he can't play himself into that guy. Listen, the guy still got talent. So,
absolutely.
We know a lot of guys that don't put in the work with the extra, but when game day, they just show up. What I started to see at the end of last year was a guy who just started showing up. So whatever the rest is, I might not be sold on him. I don't overly love him. But when you got a good defense and you got a good front and you got a defensive-minded coach, you're going to be in a lot of games. So to me, I think the Redskins will play a lot more closer games than the New York Giants do. That's why I got them a little bit ahead of the Giants. The Giants just need to get better defensively. Now, we'll talk about it and what they can do. Pootie, I like them, but you don't know enough about them. That's the problem. We don't know enough about them, and we're going to find out. The pedigree's there, but it doesn't mean it's always going to work out, too.
Do you guys think, on the Joe Judge thing, having a guy like Jason Garrett and even a Freddie Kitchens, even though I'm not a Freddie Kitchens guy, in the building, obviously, Jason Garrett, offensive coordinator, and Freddie Kitchens, the tight end coach, having those two guys, mainly Jason Garrett, who has experience, Do you think that's going to kind of raise the ability of a Joe Judge? Just because, again, like people always go back to the Frank Reich thing with Doug Peterson, to where, oh, Frank Reich, because he had experience, he made, and even a Jim Schwartz, having those guys in the building with Doug as he was learning things, it helped him. Do you think the same could be said with Joe Judge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have an ex-NFL head coaches that have done the grind so far and been up, doing the process from, to morning to night as a head coach. Absolutely, it would help him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I mean, you got a guy who's been a head coach for a long time. So when you have a guy like that in your building, that takes pressure off of your offensive game plan, obviously, and it allows you to be a coach, which is about also all players, right? So the difference from coordinator to coach is now I'm responsible for a whole group of men. Yeah. And I think having a former head coach in there that knowing you can leave your offense to definitely relaxes you, because that football team needs to focus on how they're not going to give up points more so than how they're going to score them, because when we talk about the Giants, they're going to be able to score points. So can they stop anybody? That's going to be the big question. But Justin Smith talking about they drafted a center, but it's not Travis Frederick. Listen, I mean, it's one position. It's a huge loss for that football team. Still a damn good offensive line. So I don't think that drops them down to not being good enough anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's a huge loss, but they addressed it, and they addressed it semi-early-ish. So I don't think it's a big issue. If he was coming into an offensive line that was shitty, then I think we got a problem. But that offensive line is pretty damn established. So I'm not going to act like Travis Frederick makes the Cowboys stink now all of a sudden. That the other four guys are freaking Pro Bowlers. So. Yeah, it's still a damn good offensive line. I guess everybody's got weaknesses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who the hell's Andre Dillard? Right? We're gonna do this. Like, who the hell's Andre Dillard? I mean, we sit here and we smoke the Cowboys because not having Travis Frederick. Well, who the hell we have as left tackle? Well, we got an unknown. We got a young guy. They got a young guy playing center. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
I love when we play that narrative here in Philly. Like, well, they lost Travis Frederick. They're done. Who's the hell's covered blocking our blind side? We don't even know yet. We don't even know if he's any good. So we got a concern there. So
I was talking to a few people the other day, kind of getting their thoughts on kind of where the Eagles stacked up in the division, and all of them were saying, "Oh, well, the Eagles are way better, and it's a landslide." I'm like, hold on. I'm like, why is that? He's like, oh, well, look at the hole that the Cowboys have at center, and I do think it could be important. But I said, did we not just lose a Hall of Famer, Jason Peters? Like that, we have a question mark at left tackle, which is a pretty important position. Not that center isn't, but left tackle is pretty freaking important. So
second biggest important position in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, money tells you all you need to know. Go Google the highest paid guys in the NFL. Quarterbacks, left tackles. Call it a day. Not centers, and centers are very important. There's not a shot at anything. Travis Frederick's an all-pro. I get it. Like I said, if that offensive line was in shambles and they lost Frederick, then they got a problem. They got 4 freaking Pro Bowlers are loaded up. Like I said, Ralphie don't want to hear it, but we don't know what Andre Dillard is, and that's scary. That's scary. We got a quarterback that's been known to miss a couple games here and there, right? So,
but the thing about Andre Dillard and the center that they drafted this year for the Cowboys is that Andre Dillard has gotten his beak wet in the NFL, has taken snaps in the NFL, played three games in the NFL. The guy that the Cowboys drafted hasn't zero. And we saw throughout.
Well, did he cry? Did he cry?
Oh my God,
yet?
Jesus Christ!
I'm just curious. Did he get emotional yet? Did he get emotional yet? We got a softy playing left tackle, and you're okay with it. We got a flat out softy playing left tackle. I'm tired of protecting the softy.
Wait, Mr. Softy's outside. I'll be right back, guys.
I'm tired of protecting the softy. The guy's soft.
Vanilla cone, please.
Ralphie.
Soft, please. Can we get it soft?
No, but real quick though. But when we saw what happened when the Cowboys' injuries on the offensive line started to crumble. I mean, so as soon as one person went down on the offensive line for the Cowboys, they just started to crumble. Yeah, I mean, and it happened last year with oh my God, what's his name? The left tackle they had.
Tyron Smith.
When he went out, that offensive line.
That's a big loss, though.
It is, though.
Huge loss.
Frederick's a big loss too, though.
It is.
It's a big loss, but we'll see what happens. What I'm saying is that once one of those guys went down last year, the offensive line didn't look the same. It showed that the armor was chipping a little bit.
Ralphie, I just have one question. I'm not trying to rehash it for the 5th week, even though I kind of am in a way.
Yeah.
Don't to rehash then.
Listen, you and I argued with a lot of different people. Chucks and I every Tuesday used to get in screaming matches about this last season. To where I understand Andre Dillard looked good, especially against the Bills and the Bears. He shut down Khalil Mack. I understand it. But doesn't it worry you that even with that being said, to where he does have those few games of experience and he looked pretty good, at least the left tackle. Everyone wants to throw right tackle in there. He's not playing right tackle. That's Lane Johnson. So I'm not even going to bring that into the equation. Doesn't it worry you that with even that being said, and he did look good, they still don't trust him? And I understand Doug Peterson said last week, we trust him. As I said last week, Doug Peterson's not very good with words. I don't trust anything. If Doug Peterson says one thing, I'm going to look and see, then the opposite's going to happen. So do you worry, and do you find it concerning that even though he did play well in spots when he was asked to against some of the best offensive, fronts in the NFL, they still don't trust him?
Well, my opinion is that I think they should have left him in and let him ride it out. He was playing really good football, and then obviously they went with Jason Peterson. No, it doesn't concern me. Obviously, Doug Peterson said that he's the future left tackle, and he's going to be for many years until he's not an Eagle. So, but the concerns, I'm not concerned at all.
How is there none?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trusting this guy to do his very best when he steps on the field. All right, Tom?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do.
Hypotheticals.
I know what you're trying to do, but how do we run when I know the type of guy you are? How do you run from the emotional BS that came out last year? How do you run from that? That's your blind side. That dude needs to be tough as nails. He needs to block out the sun. You understand me?
Absolutely. He might be emotional, but he gets the job done, though, dude.
But he gets the job done. You're acting like he's a damn all-pro.
He could be at this point. The way I'm piping him up.
I know you. I know you are. Listen, I understand. I think who is this? Coming from Ford, talking about the record and the rushing stats without Frederick. Listen, it's a big loss. It's a huge loss. Nobody's debating that. But they didn't go out and just not try to fill it. You know what I mean? That's what
they do have Joe Looney. I saw in the comments from Hawk215 that Joe Looney definitely played so well.
And they have the kid that the Eagles allowed them to go trade up and get, and that's Biadasz, or however the hell you pronounce his name.
Yeah, the kid from Michigan.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Back from the same tree they got Frederick from. So they went right back to that tree of good success.
Climbing it.
Do you hear how serious Greg got? Wisconsin. You betting on them, Greg?
Well, that's the.
I better get my Big Ten teams right. You know what
I mean? Somebody Don was asking who our backup left tackle is. It's anyone from Prince Winogo to Jordan
Winogo. You have Jordan Mailata.
Running back stud.
And of course, there's always Jason Peters. We can pick him up in free agency, and Ralph will have a great time with that.
Hawk, my man, I don't agree with the 16-0, brother. I love your optimism, but I'll buy into the Super Bowl. I got no problem buying into that. So let's see.
If we got Flacco, we go 16-0.
Oh, don't do this.
Let's not do this tonight because they'll never come on when I'm done. So, coming for you, kid. Well, what happens if one of our tackles, whether it's Lane or Dill, get hurt? Peters will fill that spot in great. Our tackle depth is horrible. I agree with you. I've been yelling and screaming to bring Jason Peters back. I don't care what the money is. I need a insurance policy at left tackle. I have to have one. And the fact that you don't want one because it's just an agenda is still an issue to me.
You got to do it, Ralphie.
You're never going to get over this.
Ralph,
what he brought up, and probably is the bigger issue, is we know what this team is without Lane.
Yeah.
This team is and this offensive line is a complete shell, regardless of who's on that left side. That's how good Lane Johnson is, and that's how much he means to this offensive line and this offense in general. So, yeah, he's absolutely right. If either one of those goes down, just like we've said the last couple weeks too and months, if we go through that injury bug again, it doesn't matter who's there. we're not getting over it this time.
Well, yeah, you saw it in 2000. Back to your point, you saw it in 2016 when Lane, went down for half the season with the whole suspension.
And then Vaitai had to step in, and it was Then
and
the
whole
following
season
season,
went downhill.
Vaitai stepped up.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was that again? Vaitai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vaitai.
Yep. Another guy walks out the door. You can't lose both this off season. You couldn't lose both. That's the big kicker. I don't want to talk about backup left tackles we don't have a freaking clue about. I want to bring in somebody in here who's played in big moments and big spots. It's so important. So Raboykin, no, Antonio Brown would not make this team.
No.
Steve says Ron Rivera will make Washington a contender. I definitely think he makes them a lot better. They're not a contender yet.
They're better, but they're.
And he's a defensive-minded head coach. And I'll tell you what, that up front, man, he's got some toys to play with. So
Yes, sir. I'll just ask you guys this, because we've on the offensive line thing, we've talked every aspect of the left tackle except for I think kind of the most important question, and I want the fan to chime in on this too in the comments. What if you had to put a percentage chance on the likelihood that Jason Peters is back in Philadelphia before the 2020 season? And Ralphie, be honest here, because I know you're probably going to say 0%. What percentage chance would you put it on as far as the likelihood that he's back in 2020?
98.
Love it. Ralph?
Just to make Tommy better, 1%.
I need to go back in this fucking pool.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go back in this pool. I don't got the suit on or nothing, Ralph. It's a long walk right out the door.
Greg?
I'll go 71% his number.
Oh, that's very oddly specific.
I know.
Frank?
I'll go with.
Pick a number, Frank.
60%.
110.
There you go.
Go Ken Shamrock. We go 110%.
I like that.
Got the promo.
Are you? So you said 60, Frank?
I say 60.
I'm gonna go Price is Right rules. I'm gonna go 61%.
Freaking Price is Right. Winner by $1.
$1.
$1, Bob. $1.
That was Ralph. $1.
Taylor Bauer.
Hey, you never know. The $1 can sometimes work on the Price is Right.
Tara, we understand Ralph does not respect Hall of Famers. We've learned this over the course of the last month or so.
Unless the name is a fraud.
He hates greatness and he hates false starts.
Yeah, false starts. Critical moments, too.
Not only Hall of Famers, like
Peters days.
legit one of the best ever to do it. Like
That's true, TTP. That's fair.
No, but you just made the point, TT. I need both then, because I ain't sold on either one. So at least I got an insurance policy for the other one. That's my whole point. Like, bring them. We need them both because there's so much unknown with Dillard, and that's fair. That's fair. And we know Jason's old, but hey, if Dillard's not getting it done, wouldn't it be nice to be able to go to at least a vet like that? I don't know.
What is this? Hawk 2. I think the Eagles should offer the Cowboys a 6th-round pick for Tony Pollard. Him and Miles will be very explosive. Why would the Cowboys do that? Why? I like Tony Pollard.
I like where his head's at, but
I like Tony Pollard too. Yeah, but
they wouldn't do that though. Especially, listen, Tony Pollard will come in handy in case Zeke ever wants to get suspended again. There's always a good possibility.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don. Oh, here you go. I love how Don's team and ours just intertwine all the time.
I know. That's great.
Went to the Lions. Is he any good? I mean, we won a Super Bowl with him, so I mean that
very good. He's very good. He's solid.
Yeah.
All right,
he's very serviceable.
Let's go, Julio. Let's go, Julio.
Give me what Nelson was making last year. I'll go suit up, baby.
You want to see your left tackle cry again?
Yeah. Hey, Philadelphia Eagles, if you're going to hire Ralph, just know he doesn't like schedules. He doesn't like schedules at all.
He's like, fucking Chase Young week 1.
Oh, God.
Damn. OTAs, no go.
No, this
26 and a half sacks week 1.
This is what would happen. Ralph signs with the Eagles, and then he sees that he has to go up against Chase Young, and then this is what happens.
Oh, my God.
God damn it!
I just thought that
I love it.
Any excuse I get to play that, I'm good. I don't even.
Hey, it was a good excuse.
Yes. Philip says, I'm with Ralph on Dillard starting now. Bring Peters back only if Dillard and Lane go down. Yeah, but here's the thing.
Then you don't agree with Ralph then. You agree with me.
Yeah,
you agree with Ralph. I'm the one who said, okay, Dillard needs to start, but we need Peters back. I've been yelling that. Ralph, we don't want Peters at all. So how do you agree with Ralph? You actually agree with me.
I don't want Jason Peters. We've been doing this for fucking 5 weeks now.
Write it again. Delete it. Write it again.
Brian Daly says, keep Ralphie hydrated and stretched out. He cramps easy. Going back to the Chrome pool party when he was doing a lap and he almost drowned midstream because he got a
never pushed off the wall.
Yeah. Oh man. See, I love this, Ralphie. This is why we keep going back to Jason Peters because it's just endless possibilities.
And even if we're not talking to Eagles, we'll somehow find a way to bring up Jason Peters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Always. All right, so let's get to some of these breakdowns.
Yes.
All right, what we're gonna do here for the peeps is we're gonna go position by position groupings. I would assume we're doing because position is outlandish. So we're gonna go position. We'll be here till tomorrow.
Right guard. Start at right guard.
Let's rank every single position on the O-line. Ooh, that'll be fun.
So let's start. We'll start with the running back position. All right. Okay. We'll start right there, right in order from bottom to top. Obviously, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Corey Clement, Elijah Holyfield, and don't even talk about anybody after that right now, please. So that's the 4 for the Eagles.
4 for the Cowboys.
There's the 4 for the Cowboys. Elliott, Pollard. All right, so we'll go with the Cowboys. We know their first 2. That's all that matters.
All right, let's looking at some defense. We got Saquon, Dion Lewis, Wayne Gallman.
Yep. Now go on.
And of course, if you want to factor in fullbacks, you know, with last night, people taking fullbacks. Elijah Penny.
Next.
And over on Washington, we have Adrian Peterson, Darius Geis, and Anthony.
Well, the real question is, will Darius Geis play a game this year?
What's the over/under? 3? I like Darius Geis, but it's not looking good so far.
Tom, you got him on your fantasy team, right?
Yeah, I got him as a keeper still. I like Geis. We'll see if he can stay on the freaking field. To me, this rank, this number 1's easy. It's the New York Giants at the running back position. I mean, Saquon Barkley, 1A, 1B, best running back in football. That's my rankings too. I got to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard combo better than what we have combo wise, in my opinion. Eagles are 3rd. Miles Sanders special, but after that, I mean, it's unknown city. So we're talking about ranking the whole grouping here. It's unknown city. I'm giving it over the Redskins, an old Adrian Peterson, Darius Geis never on the field. I'll put Miles by himself over that grouping right now. So the Eagles are 3rd and the Redskins are 4th. I hate to do it, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's how I actually see it as well. I mean, it sucks that 2 of the top 10 running backs are in their division. So
top 4. I would argue top 4. I'd argue top 4.
I know. Honest. I mean, 3rd place ain't bad for the Eagles. I mean, Miles Sanders he could be a top 10 running back in a couple of years.
Well, Frank, you do this, Frank. If you added just hypothetically. If you had Devontae Freeman in that backfield,
absolutely.
I'm probably putting them 2. I probably make the argument for 2.
Over Zeke and Tony?
Yeah. Yep.
I probably would.
I mean, that's tough to say because I have the Giants. I had the same list as you, Tommy, as well. I just think you can do a little bit more with Saquon in the backfield. He's a better pass catcher, and he's a little bit more of a better runner. I mean, he's not much of a better runner than Zeke, but you can do a lot more with Saquon than what you can do with Zeke. That's why I had the Giants, obviously, number 1 for their running back.
Yeah, I agree too, Ralphie. And fam, chime in, in the comments who you guys have ranked 1, 2, 3, 4 at the running back position.
A ranking.
Oh yeah, here you go. Don has Giants 1, Cowboys 2, Eagles 3, Redskins 4.
Straight by the board. Straight. Everybody's the same here. Like I said. Yeah. When you talk about grouping, like Devontae Freeman would make that running back group a lot better, and they can challenge in the conversation with the Cowboys. Then They could challenge that conversation. I'm not saying they're there. I'm just saying I can make a case for them being there because of the things Miles can do out of the backfield. And then you're talking about 2 home run hitters. Freeman and Miles, both home run guys. So I look at that, a little closeness, but let's head off. We're all good on running backs there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument, though, that Dallas could be one just because the drop-off from Saquon to Deion Lewis in his older age is a little bit more than Tony and Zeke. But I do agree. You go with the better number one. You go with Saquon. But you could definitely make an argument for Dallas being one because Tony and Zeke are closer together in a drop-off versus Saquon and Deion.
Yeah, fair. I mean, yeah, you could argue that. It depends how you look at it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Depends how you look at it. So let's switch over. Let's get to the quarterback position. And, yeah, definitely keep ranking them. Cathedral, let's see. Cathedral said Giants 1, Eagles 2, Cowboys 3, 4, nobody cares. Gavin was Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins. Julio, same list. No arguments from me. And TTP, Miles and Freeman not better than Zeke and Tony. Yeah, listen, there might be some homerism there, but I'm also looking at just some home run hitters. I'm not saying they are. I just think I can make the argument for it if I really got into it.
Makes it a lot closer.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't disagree with you, Tony, TT, because until Zeke's not there, as of right now, he's better than Miles Sanders. I'm sorry to tell the people that, but the track record's there, right? Yep. You can only go off a track record right now. Miles has the ability to be special, but we just got to see more. That's all. So heading over to the quarterback position and the groupings, we go about Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts, Nate Sudfeld. Let's shift over to the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton, Clayton Thorson, former Eagles. Head over to
giddy up.
the Giants. Daniel Jones, Colt McCoy. After that, doesn't matter. On to the Washington Redskins, Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Allen. So
don't forget Alex Smith.
To me, it is Eagles 1, Dallas 2, Giants 3, Redskins 4.
Same list I have.
Same.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, my kicker's Nate Studfeld. That's my kicker.
Have to put you over the top with it.
Yeah.
There, mine was Jalen.
Would be Jalen. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Cowboys fans haven't came out and say that Dak is better.
Yeah.
They're coming.
They're high.
Yeah, they'll be coming soon.
They'll come on out of the woodwork. So that's an easy one. Right there.
Is it sad? I might rank Dallas higher if Andy Dalton was the starter.
Was the starter.
Yeah, I still couldn't, but yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if I'm debating, I'm like, oh, Andy Dalton's a pro. He's done it for a long time. Blah 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 blah.
He's the Red Rocket.
I mean, you could make a case that pairing's better.
Yeah,
good. I mean, we could do that. Could happen because both guys have had success at least.
Both guys are starters.
Both guys are starters.
Yeah.
And we don't know what Jalen is yet. We don't even know if he's going to play. And we read the depth chart off wrong because according to Doug, he's third. He's not even second. So we really got to look at Sudfeld and Carson then and waste a 53rd round.
He might be fourth string at this point. Kyle Lauletta might have gotten freaking promoted to number 3. I forgot Kyle Lauletta was even there.
They might bring Thorson back.
Probably.
Insider trading.
Yeah.
Quarterback factory. Howie needs employees.
Yep.
Oh, he will. 100K. So that's an easy one. So now we got to go to the wide receiver position. And this is going to be a fun one because
oh my God, Don's ranking his division. I love that. Keep doing that, Don. I love that.
And Chicago next year lottery pick.
I love that.
Justin Fields.
I almost agreed with him until I realized he thought. I'm like, wait, where's Rodgers at?
We were there draft night, and the Bears fans were in the photo booth, and Tommy was like, "Just stay in there. You don't know who it is." Bears.
That's true, Taylor. That's true.
Yep.
All right, wide receiver time, Frankie.
All right, they are up.
Eagles, here we go.
All right, so we got Alshon.
No, I'm wrong. Sorry, we're going tight end. We are going tight ends.
You pulled a Chucks and changed it up a little bit. Gotcha.
I don't pull Chucks.
He would never say Miles Sanders is a top 3 running back ever. He would never say that.
Or making Deebo Samuel top 15 wide receiver.
Yeah, he's not even.
I digress.
Is this even a conversation? Do we even need to have this one?
No.
I mean, this is a clean sweep. This is the Eagles all day.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Ertz by himself is better than any other damn division. And when you add on Dallas Goedert, it's a sweep. But we can go through the other teams to look.
Not even Jeremy Sprinkle for the Redskins.
Why should I be terrified of a My Little Pony doll?
The Sprinkle.
Jeremy Sprinkle. You're probably like good friends with Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. All the My Little Pony dolls. I ain't intimidated by Jeremy Sprinkle one bit. Get out of here.
The pony dolls right there.
What just happened?
Friendship is magic.
Since we're riding ponies, let's pull up the Cowboys.
All right.
I'm lost.
All right, so on the Cowboys, you have Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz.
Wow.
Next.
Over on the Giants, you have Evan Ingram, Caden Smith.
I like Evan Ingram, but he's available for 5 games a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like the new Jordan Reed.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was just going to say that, right? Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
And then we got Jeremy Sprinkle and Rich Rogers.
Oh, God. Richard Rogers, future Eagles legend. Eagles legend, Richard Rogers.
Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Redskins.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
Exactly.
Now,
this has been going so far. I like this.
I'll add this, okay? Take Zach Ertz out of the equation. Just say we had Dallas Goedert. Where do the Eagles rank up?
Still number 1.
I was going to say it might.
Still number 1.
It's still by a little bit. I mean, not as much of a landslide because I do like Evan Ingram, but
But you definitely have to factor in the injury concern with Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram is absolutely a top 10 tight end when he's on the field because like Ertz, like Goddard, he's one of those upper echelon tight ends because he can do so many things and he's so athletic, but he's just never on the field.
True.
Yep. Exactly. So that another easy one, boys. Gavin says Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Redskins. We're all right here. I mean, this is actually pretty easy so far, but it was a little too easy. A little too much agreement, but let's continue. Now we go on to the next position.
All right, which position are we going now?
Whatever one tight end. We're going straight up the board. Straight up the board. Now we're going straight up the board.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's O-line,
Make it easy.
O-line, there we go. So we got, as of right now, you have Andre Dillard, Prince Tega Winogo, Isaac Seumalo, Matt Pryor, Jason Kelsey, Nate Herbig, Brandon Brooks, Jack Driscoll, Steve Johnson, Jordan Mailata.
Just stay with the starters. Yeah, just stay with the starters.
All right, we got
so Dillard, Seumalo, Kelsey, Brooks, Johnson.
Yeah, let's go. Next one. Cowboys, we know what they are. Go next.
Cowboys.
We don't need to see the Cowboys. Keep rolling. We know they're loaded. Next one.
Okay.
These are the ones we got to dissect here.
All right, so Solder, Hernandez, Pulley, Zeitler, and Andrew Thomas for the New York Football Giants. And over on Washington, we got Corny Lucas, Wes Schweitzer, Chase Roulier, Brandon Scherf, and Morgan Moses.
All right. So.
Yeah, that's a winner.
All right. I got to be
sure.
I got to be fair about this. I can't get my bias game going. It's still Cowboys 1, Eagles 2, Giants 3, and the Redskins only deserve to be in the damn conversation.
The Redskins offensive line is absolutely horrendous.
Ralphie, what's yours?
What's
yours, Ralph? What did you say yours was?
Cowboys 1, Eagles 2.
Oh, not a lot of faith in Dillard, huh?
Shut up. Giants 3, Redskins 4.
That's my difference maker, Ralphie.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith or Andre Dillard. I mean, I can't be a blind loyalist right now.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy's gonna be a whole thing.
I understand that. I totally understand that.
Them four guys on their line, if you match them up to our best 4, I don't know. I don't know.
It's close, though. It's close.
It is very close.
Give me the Cowboys again. Give me the Cowboys again. I need to see the Cowboys again. I don't know.
Outside
Cowboys.
Forget Zach Martin inside too.
Yep.
Joe Looney's a pro, as that comment mentioned in there.
Lyle Collins.
Lyle Collins is stud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
so.
Would
you take Lane Johnson or Collins right now? No bias, no bullshit. Would you take Collins or Lane Johnson right now?
Well, age-wise?
No, just straight up.
Lane Johnson right now.
Lane.
All right, then we'll go Brandon Brooks or Zach Martin.
Brooks.
Okay, Kelsey or Looney.
I can't. That's not fair. But Brandon Brooks hurt a lot.
And what you could also do too is if you go Zach Martin over Isaac Seumalo too, you could do it that way.
Oh yeah, that's
I take Zach Martin over Seumalo all day, every day.
Yes, that I agree with. Yes,
and Tyron Smith is the big difference maker there. Like all these rest of these guys are so close. So you look at it, what's the tiebreaker? It's left tackle. That's the tiebreaker. If Peters was still here, like not like that. I'm not doing that game right now. I'm just saying, like I'm not pulling that. I'm saying if Peters was your starting left tackle 2 years ago, hypothetically, you're taking the Eagles hands down. Not hands down, but that it's so even that you probably take Eagles, right? But it really is close. And if everybody says Eagles, I don't necessarily think they're wrong. I just think you have to look outside. Like them four are pretty close, and that difference maker. So if you want to go Looney or Dillard, hypothetically, right? Well, Looney's played better than Dillard has, or at least showed he has a little bit more of a track record, right? Mm-hmm. So that you could look at them too as like them extra guys. So I don't know.
It's really close. It's like
I mean, you could basically flip a coin and you can. Take either Eagles or Dallas for me.
But to your point, Tom, one of the top most important positions in football is left tackle. You know what you're getting from the Cowboys. We have no freaking idea what we're getting from ours. So that's the difference maker.
And Tom, you hit on it. My decision making is where's our question mark left tackle? Where's their question mark center? And Tom, you hit, huh?
No. I was just going right with you. Is it though? Right, like theirs. Is it that
right? Yes. To
your point,
it's not Travis Frederick, so it's a question mark, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're right.
All-pro.
It's not an all-pro, but he is a pro. And to your point, he has played, and he played well last year, filling in for him. So that drop off from Frederick to Looney isn't as big as Peters to. And I love Andre Dillard. Don't get me wrong, I do like him, but we don't know what he's going to be over a 16-game season.
Right. Just don't know yet. So unbiased. I think we're all in agreement there.
Go back to Cathedral. Did you guys see that?
Jordan Malata is the difference maker.
Listen, Victor,
get him a rushing touchdown.
I think Martin's a little bit better than Brooks because he's on the field more. I mean, I got to be fair to guys who are durable too. And he's an all-pro. It's not like Zach Martin, some guy. I mean, Zach Martin's a stud in this league. We'd be blowing Zach Martin if he's here. Listen, I agree with whoever said Lane's best right tackle in football. I agree. Brooks is a monster. But Tyron Smith is a monster. Zach Martin's a monster. Lydell Collins is a monster. I mean, we got to be fair with it and understand it. That's I said it the first we opened the show, right? Like this roster for the Dallas Cowboys is damn good.
Yeah.
Damn good. So listen, they beat us in this position. Time to go on to the next one. But I think we're all in agreement there. Redskins don't even deserve to be in the conversation.
Exactly.
Giants better, better.
They did a great job addressing the offensive line. I mean, last season, they got Will Hernandez. This year they got Andrew Thomas in the draft. So.
And Nate Solder.
Yeah.
Nate Solder,
last year, but
even though it was a bad contract for Solder, hopefully that can light a fire under him and step up to where he was back in New England.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Jason Kelsey is the best center in football. Taylor, I don't know.
Who would you say is?
Guys I like. I like Pouncey from Pittsburgh. He's very good. Travis Frederick, up until he retired, to me probably was the best center in football. Yeah. But that's not a shot at Jason Kelsey. Tom, I had the same reservations of just because we're Eagles fans and we love Jason, just sitting here saying he's the best center in football. He's very good. Yeah, I love the fact that he's ours. I'll go top 5. Top 5, top 10. There's no question on that. But there's other guys in that conversation for sure.
Yeah. Quit not sold on Danny Pennies. Yeah, me either, brother. All right, on to the next position.
All right, so the next position, going up all the way into the chart, we have our wide receivers.
All right, so is this a question either? I mean, is this seriously a question? And then people are going to get mad at me again. You know, I can feel it coming. The Dallas Cowboys are 1 here.
Yeah,
right.
Cowboys are number 1.
The Eagles are 2.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because when you talk about Deshaun, possibly Alshon, and then you have the addition of Jalen Reagor, I like that. This wide receiver core is deeper than the New York Giants. With Sterling Shepard,
absolutely deeper. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that taxes Sterling Shepard getting injured. Right at that. He'll be out. So now Golden Tate is great wide receiver. No, their wide receiver core isn't that good. It's average. To me, our upside way better than theirs. Yeah. On homerism, way better than theirs. So I'm going to take us 2. Dallas is 1. It's not even a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what they got on the outside with Amari, and then Gallup, and then CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it's hard not to put them 1.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
Frank, can you show the other ones though?
Yeah. All right. So I mean, Dallas. I mean, Gallup, Amari, CeeDee.
Good there.
Giants. You have Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard.
I mean, Darius Slayton had a really good rookie year.
Yeah.
You're kind of the same reservations a little bit I have with Miles is how do you make that next jump?
Yeah.
The following year. Now that you have tape on you, now that they can kind of game plan against you, how do you make adjustments as a player? Now, granted that's your offense and that's your coach is putting you in the right spot. Go ahead.
Then Washington, you have Scary Terry, Kelvin Harmon, Troy Quinn.
Yeah, they're
2. We got the Sims 2, and Cody Latimer. Oh, and Antonio Gandy Golden.
Just a bunch of guys there.
Yeah.
I mean, McLaurin's good. McLaurin's good. But again, he was kind of on the same pace as Slayton.
Right.
Kind of jumped off the page. So to Greg's point, how is he going to continue growing chemistry with a guy like Dwayne Haskins?
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I got it. Cowboys 1, Eagles 2, Giants 3, and I mean we're in another position where we're just like, are the Redskins even playing? So
exactly.
That's where we're at.
That's why again, when I was going through this list the other night when I was forming mine, we all agree that the Redskins did have a good offseason, but I think some people, and not just Redskins fans, some people were saying, oh, well, they took a huge step. As we're starting to see, in every category, they're still 4th by a large margin. And that's
until we get on the other side of the football.
Yeah,
player-wise.
Yeah.
Like with me, though, I think their biggest improvement was their head coach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Culture, yes.
Yeah, the culture.
So you're right. We can rank them 3rd or 4th on every list that we go through on the offensive side of the ball. But I think that, and not that Jay Gruden wasn't, but, you bring in a professional coach who's won before in this league and at least has gotten to the dance. That's going to change things in Washington.
So real quick, Quentin says Cowboys 1, Eagles 2, then trash. Cathedral, Cowboys 1, Eagles 2, LOL 3, laugh my fucking ass off 4. Gavin goes Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and who cares? Don, Kenny Galladay, Devontae Adams, Adam Thielen, a.k.a. Baby Gronk, and Kevin's opinion. Never forget. And Michael DeAndrea, Redskins D-line.
Yeah.
Going to be really good. We're on our way over. So that's the offensive side of stuff. All right. And when you come out of it, it's Eagles Cowboys, right? This is what we started this show off. We started this show off saying neck to neck race. These are 2 damn good football teams. And right now they're neck to neck. They're neck to neck.
It's and tell me if anybody else has something different. I have the Eagles with 2 points with quarterback and tight end. The Giants with 1 point with running back, and then the Cowboys with 2 points, offensive line and wide receiver.
Yep. That's right where we're at. Now,
sorry, Redskins.
Let me just verify. Hold on.
Just checking the notes.
Now, listen, like I said.
No, I just didn't keep a tally.
Numbers guy over here.
Well, we all have the same stuff. So what are you tallying?
Analytics talk.
We all have the same numbers.
No, I'm just keeping track.
but I have it, Frank.
all right, whatever.
Well, he's making sure, right? He's checking.
Double checking.
It's hard copy. It's a phone. It's hard copy.
He's Santa Claus. He's making his list. He's checking it twice.
Yeah, I see that.
like that eyes over here.
Look, it's laminated and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, defense side of the football.
All right. So, do you want to start from the bottom or do you want to go on the top?
We can start defensive line.
D-line. All right. So, Derek Barnett, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Jannard Avery, Malik Jackson, Hassan Ridgeway, Josh Sweat.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Next.
And with Dallas, you have Tank, you have Gerald, you have
McCoy,
Dontari Poe, Tyrone, not the producer, Crawford.
Jesus.
I'm gonna have a field day with this. With everything that what happened yesterday, I'm gonna have a field day with just dropping the references everywhere.
Tommy's throwing his
People throwing headsets and everything.
If you know, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
And then we got over on the Giants, we got Leonard Williams,
Keep it moving.
Alvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, no. Fourth.
And then
Fourth.
Then Washington, Montez, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Ryan Kerrigan.
And just look at it, fam. 2019, number one. 2018, number one. 2017, number one. 2011, number one. 2020, number one.
They have Chase Young standing up. Ooh, that might be an issue for them. For them, why would you just put his hand in the ground? Let him get to the football.
They ain't doing that. He's going after the quarterback. They're deep as shit. Let me tell you something. Y'all are not going to like me again. I can feel it again. I can feel it in the air. Listen to me. It's the Washington Redskins right here. This isn't up for a debate. This isn't up even for a conversation, honestly. I mean, you look at that. That's five guys on that line that are a problem. Now, to me, Eagles are second here. Eagles are number two. Cowboys become three, and the Giants are irrelevant in this conversation.
Yeah, they're bad. That's bad.
Like, I get it. Like, I love her a lot. Okay, I love Brandon Graham. I love Fletcher Cox. I love Malik Jackson. I love the addition of Hargrave. Okay, I like Derek Barnett. Right, them five guys I really, really like. But if you go five guys, and you could take whatever five you wanted, what side are you boys taking really? Come on. Where are you going? If somebody tells Eagles here, I'm going back in the pool. I go back in the pool. If somebody goes Eagles here.
No, you're not alone because it's absolutely truth. We talk about it every time we play the Redskins outside of Chase Young. Ryan Kerrigan owns us.
Yeah.
Ryan Kerrigan owns the NFC East. He's just an absolute beast. The fact that he's still able to do it, for so long is pretty remarkable. But then, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. I mean, where do you stop?
So you're going back in the pool, Tom.
We're diving. Cannonball this time, though.
They're all going Eagles. Wow. Yeah, no. Fam, I got to be honest with you. There's a better chance I'm putting the Eagles 3 instead of them putting them 1, to be honest. I like Derek Barnett, but I don't know. Brandon Graham, 1 year older. I don't know. I'm putting the Eagles 2. So don't jump off a freaking building, ladies and gentlemen.
No, they're better than the Cowboys. It's not.
Eagles and Redskins are better than the Cowboys.
The Cowboys
don't have the depth on their line, right? They don't.
Depth, yes, correct. Depth, you're right.
Yeah.
The Cowboys also lose me inside. If this was 2 years ago and you signed McCoy, you probably get the nod at 2. But again, just like Brandon Graham, McCoy's another year older, and Deontay Poe isn't that guy everyone thought he was going to be, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to take – because I agree with you, Ryan. I'm not a huge Barnett guy. I'll take him because if you look at the ends, I'd probably take the Cowboys ends over an older Graham and an underproductive Derek Barnett right now. But I'm going to go inside, and that's where we jump up. And we make up for that lack of production on the outside where I think that's where we take the Cowboys back over.
Yeah, and why the Redskins jump you? Sweat's an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So just take Kerrigan out for a second. Let's just act like Ryan Kerrigan ain't even there. Right.
Mm.
Sweat's the problem.
We wish we could.
Yeah, we wish we could. Sweat's an issue. We know what Chase Young is. Okay. Yeah. Now go inside for a second now. Right now you go inside to Jonathan Allen, who's a stud, and I'm drawing a blank on their other tackle right now.
Deron Payne.
Deron Payne. So to me, it's close. Well,
SEC guys.
And their ends are better. So I'm going to go Redskins, Eagles, Cowboys, and who cares?
Yeah, that's on my list. That's what I have as well.
Similar to when we threw the scenario in there on the running backs, where, say, for example, we added Devontae Freeman. If the Eagles were to go out and add before, obviously the season started, a Jadeveon Clowney, and who was the other guy that a little bit older that we liked?
Everson Griffin.
Everson. If we were to add one of those two, where would that move the needle at all? Would that push the Eagles to one?
I think it would, just because of the depth wise. I think it would.
Not for me. I mean, yeah. I think it moves it a little bit, but it still doesn't allow me to jump them, right? Because you're talking, at least for me, you're talking for a guy in Clowney who's never had double-digit sacks, and you're talking like a guy in Griffin who I really, really like, but he's older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now,
I'm
just
saying with the whole Clowney thing is that if you bring him in, the depth expands even deeper now.
Yeah, don't disagree there. Absolutely.
The depth of the defensive line expands now because now, maybe you could put Derek Barnett in a rotational role. You know what I mean? And not have him on the field for three consecutive downs and just have Clowney out.
A lot of money for a rotation cat.
Was that the question? If we got Clowney, are we better?
If we got Clowney or Griffin, does that jump the Redskins for number one?
And if that doesn't, what about Yannick? Okay, good.
Right.
Okay.
If we somehow found a way to manage the cap for Yannick, then yes.
I was just checking the pulse.
You know how I feel about Clowney. I actually like Everson Griffin better. That's ridiculous. He's so much older, but he's just more productive. It has been, at least his whole career.
Yeah.
No, neither one of them two really jump it. It makes it like either or. Right.
1A, 1B.
Yeah, like I can make the argument the Eagles would be better with them too. But Yannick, absolutely. Because then we get the youth injection there too, which I think sort of important to understand when we're having this conversation. We're not looking to the future, but we're looking to next year. So listen, when you talk about youth, listen, vets winning this league, but up front, I want young guys that got a motor. You know what I mean? Young guys with a motor create problems in this league. So.
And as Ralphie, you talked about it earlier when you talked about the head coach, you have Ron Rivera, who's a defensive guy. So you have all those
and they also have Jack Del Rio as their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, another defensive guy.
So you have all those toys that weren't getting utilized to the fullest capability in the past regime. Now you have two legit defensive guys coming right into the building. Hello. And to your point, Tom, before, we're taking Ryan Kerrigan out of this. We're saying, okay, we're putting the scenario Ryan Kerrigan, he's an afterthought. If Ryan Kerrigan's an afterthought in any line, what the hell does the rest of the line look like? That's scary.
Yeah. Scary. I can't say it enough. I'm not scared of their offense one bit. I'm not scared of anything on that side of the football. You start coming on this side of the football, I start getting a little sweaty.
Are we talking Josh or Montez sweaty?
What did I get excited about? The Yannick? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
I got jazzy.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look at what Rivera did in Carolina with that defense and how much of an issue they always were, despite not always having huge names.
Hey, Ralphie, so to Jay's comment,
he's going to shut him down.
You offended by Jay's comment a little bit?
No.
You offended?
Nope.
You didn't see him whoop your ass for the last 3 years.
Bring it, baby.
Hold on. You didn't see him whoop your college.
Why Michigan State wasn't good to begin with?
Well, it doesn't matter. He whooped the ass. He whooped the ass. You've seen it enough. You've seen him whoop ass enough. Now you're saying now you ain't worried about him?
Bring it, baby.
Okay.
Ralphie.
Hopefully
Ralphie, what guys do in college is very important. You know that. It's very
important.
Ralph, hopefully he doesn't doesn't have to wipe it off. You know what I mean? Before he sees them.
Don't worry, we got sponsorship with the tissue company, so it's okay.
Quentin says Yannick gets us on Broad Street. I agree with that actually a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. But I mean, I love our defensive line. I really do. Yeah. We're still loaded up there. Don't get me wrong, or any of us wrong. It's a damn good front still. So nobody's questioning that. So let's move on here to the next position groupings.
Let's go to the linebackers.
We know who's finishing fourth here.
Number 4.
Move on, Frank. Move on.
All right.
Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, going. Keep going. I'll get to the names of that. Keep going. I just want to see them all real fast.
And Washington. I mean, assuming Chase Young, it will be the outside linebacker. But I mean, we can't guarantee it.
Go back to the Giants for a second.
You have David Mayo, Blake Martinez, Lorenzo Carter, and a couple other guys.
And go real quick, Frank. Go back to the Redskins. Look who's hiding there. Look who's just hiding. Nobody even
like fourth depth chart. Yeah.
Yep.
Who's hiding?
He is.
Ralphie, remember that night, Ralph? Remember that night, Ralphie?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Actually, like John Bostic a lot too. But bringing Thomas Davis over to play in Ron Rivera's system, I love that. I love that move for the Redskins. But the Cowboys had the best linebacking core in this division.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll give. I almost want to say the Giants too. I like Blake Martinez.
That's what I have. I have Giants. I have Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, and then obviously the good old Philadelphia Eagles at number.
Yeah, I just can't put an aging Thomas Davis and an unknown Reuben Foster essentially over a guy in his prime like Blake Martinez. So I'll give the Giants the edge there at 2. And I'll go. Yep. Yeah, we're 4th. We're done.
No doubt about
it. Kevin Keller says, "Oh no, not the linebackers."
Hey, it was going to be touched on anyway, so.
Wish we could have skipped that one. All right, next one. Yeah. That one was easy, sort of.
All right, so the next position, I know when we get to the secondary, do you want to combine both positions of safeties and corners?
That's what I did. Yeah. I think
that's what I did as well. I mean, before the show we did.
I didn't do anything yet. But
what I did was.
I see you guys taking notes. No, so me and Ralphie and Greg, we didn't do anything yet.
Oh no, Ralphie has about 5 pages. Yeah, I was saying Ralphie has 5 pages over there.
Think you know a guy. Think you know a guy. All right, so Avonte Maddox, Rodney McLeod, Jalen Mills, Darius Slay, and Roby Coleman, and then you got Sidney Jones, obviously.
Will Parks, Rasul,
we
Trayvon,
Levant. We know the Eagles won well, so let's go to the
Cowboys. Then we got over with the corners. You have Anthony Brown, Trayvon Diggs, Xavier Woods. We got Clinton Dix, Chidobe Awuzie, and Jordan Lewis.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
What's up?
Bring back up the screen again. Bring me back in here. What the fuck are people talking about that their secondary isn't good? What the hell did I miss? Frank, bring it up again, Frank. Bring it up again.
Bring it up.
Now I'm fired up. First off.
Wait. Which secondary?
The Cowboys.
Frank.
All right, they're up.
Frank.
Well, Awuzie is a pin. First off, I don't know where we got confused. Awuzie might be better than Byron Jones. He could be better than Byron Jones. Right? Awuzie is real good, right? Xavier Woods, it's all right. You know, I like Xavier Woods back there. It's good, right? But then you look at, okay, so you're talking about Awuzie and really Trayvon Diggs. So Awuzie and Trayvon Diggs, that's a good combo. Like it's not like they got Trayvon Diggs and nobody on the other outside. They got an up and comer. Awuzie can really play. I'm really high on Awuzie. Yeah. I'm almost more higher on Awuzie than I am Byron Jones. That's why they let Byron Jones walk, guys. They didn't let Byron Jones walk because they didn't think he was good enough for whatever reasons. They let him walk because they couldn't pay both. So they had to make a decision on which one they felt was better. They make a decision on Awuzie. That's what came in the play here with that one. So to me, this is actually it's not a bad secondary. It's as bad as I thought. When you look at their front seven and their secondary, there's a good defense. It's a really good defense. So, I almost forgot about Awuzie for a second. That's why I got fired up.
I'm like, what did I
got fired up? I got fired up. We can't. That's a good secondary right there. Clinton Dix is a good safety, not a great safety, a good safety, right? And Awuzie, to me, is a damn good corner nobody talks about in this league yet, or at least not enough.
You forget him.
Yeah. It was all Byron Jones. I'm telling you, he's better.
Well, the spotlight's on him now. So we'll see how he is.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, it's still Eagles.
That's what I have. I have Eagles 1, Cowboys 2.
Eagles 1, Cowboys 2. But
that's what I have as well.
Frank, can you pull up the depth for the Giants?
But I know the Giants did some stuff with their secondary.
They have McKinney and Bradbury. They have McKinney and Brad. That's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Julian Love there. See, Julian, get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be McKinney.
You can get rid of DeAndre Baker.
Peppers. Yeah.
You can get rid of DeAndre Baker too, because
he's going to get out of that. He's going to get out of it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, he's getting out of that.
Definitely an upgraded secondary. The only reason the Eagles go 1 is because who's in the slot.
Yep.
All right. So if I'm comparing Darius Slay and going Slay, Awuzie, man, I can almost just cancel them out in a way. You know what I mean? I could say all right, they're both two damn good corners in this league. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference maker on our other outside? We don't talk about it a lot, but that's a question mark for us, right? When you talk about the Cowboys, their other outside guy isn't a question mark. It's Trayvon Diggs. So their two outside guys are done, accounted for. Let's go. But the difference maker comes in the slot, and it's Jordan Lewis, I think, was their slot guy.
Yeah.
Compared to Roby Coleman, it ain't close. Roby Coleman's best slot guy in football.
Best slot guy in yep.
That's a difference maker. Because honestly, to the two outside guys, I give the nod to the Cowboys. Awuzie and Diggs are a better combo than Darius Slay and we don't know, right? They're better. And Darius Slay, we don't know, compared to a freaking Obama cat and Awuzie. And a pedigree too. When his brother's an all-pro, right? So your brother's an all-pro, you're gonna be able to play a little bit too. So to me, I give the edge on the straight-up outside guys of the Cowboys. But I keep running back that it's so important to be able to stop the slot in this league. That's why I give the edge to the Eagles because of Coleman, not because of the other ones. They're better on the outside. I'm waiting for somebody to debate me. I'm gonna allow it. I'm waiting for the comments. Let's go. Somebody bring it.
DeAndrea, Diggs hasn't done anything yet. Lots of question marks.
What do you mean lots of questions? What's the lots of question marks? Well, I don't know. What's the lot? What's Sidney Jones done in this league?
Yeah, he was a top end corner in college. That's so, and they drafted him high in his second round. What else? What else you want from him? Of course, he hasn't done a lot. He hasn't been here.
Who's saying? This is where guys misinterpret, right? This is where we don't really listen fully because it's the Cowboys. And we don't hear what I'm trying to say. And I'm not being rude about it. I'm trying to say I'm taking Awuzie and Diggs over Slay, and I don't know. Now, I understand that Diggs hasn't played yet, but you guys are good with Devontae Max on the outside? Stop it, please. Okay. Now we're being homers. Sidney Jones, I think Sidney Jones has a breakout year. But again, I'll take Diggs over him right now. At least he's not coming in with all the extra like Sidney's been through.
Yeah.
And I support Sidney here. I gotta be real. I still think the Eagles had a better secondary.
Oh, yeah. I have the Eagles 1 in terms of secondary.
Let me see.
I know he's a rookie, but what has Sidney Jones done?
Pootie Tank, surprised Jalen Ramsey isn't going to hold out. Not sure if the Rams even have the cap space to pay him. Well, they don't. They don't, but they're forced into it because of what they gave up to get him.
Yeah, they got at this point they got to pay him now. They have to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't give up 2 first-rounders and let the dude walk out the door.
Right.
So.
I think he's trying to say Trevon is going to beat out Jones or Trevor, or I don't know. Is there a Is there a Trevor on the Eagles? Unless he's talking about Sidney Jones.
No, they're talking about like this other guy that everybody's talking about. Hey, I'm not doing that. Okay, so, we're talking about guys beating out Sidney Jones, and then we're in freaking trouble.
Yeah, then we need to sign. Then we need to sign Logan Ryan immediately. Then,
absolutely,
that's the case. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even a big Logan Ryan guy, but if we're already talking about guys beating out Sidney Jones, then we need to do something immediately. Quentin Marie says, I think Diggs will be burnt toast. Just my opinion. Yeah, nah. I mean, I understand when people say question marks, and that's that's obvious. But nah, I mean, Diggs is a very good player.
But what again? We'll go back to what cornerback in the NFL doesn't get beaten.
Dude, I gotta go back in the freaking pool. I don't understand. Like they like all the like the hypothetical shit here. Like it's becoming too much. Like who says Diggs doesn't have the same story? He doesn't. He doesn't. He didn't tear his freaking Achilles or his ACL, right? He didn't tear that and have to sit out a whole year. Did he? You understand what I'm saying, guys? We just want to value our guys so much more than other guys. If we drafted Trayvon Diggs here, we'd be in love. You understand?
Yeah.
We'd be in love. So I
wanted him to.
Yeah, so let's be fair about it. That's all my point. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. Nobody on this panel is higher in Sidney Jones than me. All right? But from what I know right now, I would give the advantage to Diggs. That's all. I'll give the advantage. Like Don said, he covered two top 15 receivers in the draft this year all day long in practice. So right now, I'm going to give him the edge. I still believe in Sidney, though. And if Sidney comes to play, all three of our guys are better than their three guys. You understand? All I'm doing is saying I would take a Wouzier and Diggs, I think, over Slay and Jones.
Yep.
Awuzie is younger than Slay too. All right. And to me, he's a lockdown guy who just doesn't get a lot of love yet.
Apparently they're talking about LeBlanc. I love the fine wine Cravon LeBlanc, but no, he's a depth guy. Let's calm down.
Yeah. Same thing with Maddox as well. Maddox
that was Trevor Williams.
Fictional guy.
Who the hell's that?
If Trevor Williams is playing on the outside for us, we're back to the last 2 years where every corner's hurt.
Who the hell is he? I don't even know who. I thought he was like well versed with the Eagles. I have no idea who that is. Do I know who that is?
Trevor Williams.
I have no idea. I'm being honest. I have no idea who that is. Did we draft him? What the hell? Who the hell is he?
No, we didn't draft him.
What happened? What's all this Diggs hate? What's all the Diggs hate?
Oh, there's Trevor Williams. Aha,
Where is he? Is he on the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Please enlighten me. Who
ninth corner.
When did we?
Ninth corner.
Yeah, he's the
so
third.
He's behind that guy.
No, now I remember. Okay,
he was the third right cornerback.
Oh, is he the guy we signed in like February and like March?
Yeah,
when the
former Charger,
or something like that.
Yeah,
like February.
Yeah, he was the Penn State corner. He kind of dropped off a bit because he got hurt or something.
But going back on
he'll fit right in. He got hurt. He'll fit right in.
But Tommy, I totally agree. Diggs is a great player. If they were able to hold pro days and other stuff after the combine, Diggs is a first rounder, dude. Diggs is a first rounder.
Yeah, this is amazing. I'm gonna go take a break because I can't. I freaking can't with the Homer shit anymore. I can't do it. I freaking can't do it anymore. And I love all you guys. I love you. It's A2D. Have all the opinions you want. Keep bringing the heat. Keep disagreeing with me. I freaking love it. I'm really just going to get a quick smoke break in because I'm starting to get a little tense. Maybe dip the feet in the water real quick. Cool down a little bit. But what are we? Quentin's my man. I love freaking Quentin. Quentin's my guy. I love him. But and then who said? Mr. Houlis? We're talking about one play. One play defines a career now. Shit. Then Sidney Jones is an all-pro now. He's an all-pro. And Sidney's an all-pro.
Marquez. Marquez even agreed.
Marquez.
He says, I can't wait till Rager cooks.
I can't wait till either. What are you guys missing here? I can't wait till he burns them either. I'm an Eagles fan. But shit, can we stop shitting on Trayvon Diggs like he can't play? What are we talking about? Oh my God. We're saying Diggs is better than, we're saying Sidney Jones, who's had shit up here, shit down here, right? And then all kinds of body issues, right? We're saying he is better than Diggs. Okay. Okay, you were the same guys when I did the video saying Sidney Jones. I got confidence in him. I trust him because BG trusts him, and it's about responses in life. And his response was great at the end of the year. Y'all crush me. But now when it matches up to the Cowboys, look at it set. Look at the 180 start to happen. Oh, well, Diggs stinks. Are you? Stop it.
Diggs got what they also forget. Diggs got the pedigree.
Yeah,
his brother stepped on. He goes up against his brother all the time.
Oh, Damon, I can't do it again, Damon, don't do it to me.
Isn't that the story of the Philadelphia Eagles? Oh, he would have been real good if he didn't get hurt. Oh, he'll fit right in. I'm sure.
Yeah, right. He's in the right room, right? He's in the right room. Him and Sid.
Yeah,
right?
listen. I understand why Howie got him. It's perfect. He'll be a part of the medical staff in 2 years. By the way, Jeff has a recommendation for you, Tom.
Michael. I'll get Jeff in a second. Michael, I'm just saying, let's see Diggs does in the pro before we give him the go.
Nobody's not saying that.
Nobody's not saying it. I'm saying that I would take a woozy egg and Diggs over Jones and Slay. That's all my point was, but I still said I would take the Eagles secondary as a whole over the Cowboys. That's the point. The Eagles win it because of Roby Coleman. That's the difference maker. That's the win. Slay is listen, Slay's good, man. Slay's good. But let's just calm it down. All right? Calm it down. We're acting like we went outside Dion here. Calm down. All right? To me, top 10 corner in football, damn good, can play on an island, something we need. But look on the other side, peeps. Look on the other side, please. You got so many question marks. At least Trayvon Diggs, supposedly he's going to come in and be their second corner. We don't know who ours is. So how are we saying that all them other guys, LeBlanc, Maddox, Jones, are better than him? How can we say that? That's not fair.
Yeah.
Crazy Ant says, as a Cowboys fan, he says, I like the Eagles corners a little more, but at the same time, Dallas does have quality depth at cornerback.
They do. That's what I mean. Right. Our first argument of the night was like, yo, don't be careful shitting on that secondary because it's better than we think it is, right? And when that conversation was happening, not that I disagree with you, I just like to look for things, you know what I mean? Because it makes it fun. But like what I was saying is like they're actually a little bit better than we think they are.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about Awuzie. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I said when Frank pulled up, I said, how did I forget this freaking guy? What am I doing?
My whole point was, and again, I really like Diggs. We were all on the air when you saw Diggs go, and then obviously we followed up with friggin' Jalen Hurts. But I think, and Marquez actually just illustrated it perfectly. My worry, if I was a Cowboys fan, never will be, if I was a Cowboys fan, is that they went cute with the first round. They took a position that they really didn't need in obviously CeeDee Lamb. It makes sense because obviously
you always need CeeDee Lamb. Hold on.
I was gonna say,
you always need CeeDee Lamb. Well, it's not. They didn't reach. They didn't.
No.
They said.
You fell right to
No, not you. I didn't say you.
It was right in their lap. It fell right in their lap.
They said, "Oh, best player on the board. Shit, we'll take him."
Yeah,
and him and Lamar let him go to work. So, sorry.
My point was, it wasn't their top need. And we always talk about this in drafts for the NBA, and obviously the NFL, to where always best player available was never the worst case scenario. And that's obviously what they did in their opinion. But at the end of the day, to Marquez's point, and I do agree with this, and this is hypothetical. So we're throwing hypotheticals.
Assumptions and hypotheticals.
If Diggs does not pan out, you look at an opportunity to where, okay, you could have gotten a McKinney, for example, or other players that were available in that spot. And you know what I'm saying? That's my
Marquise. We're going to sit here and critique their draft. Like, shit, hey, Pop, meet cattle. We need to start looking in the mirror before we start getting critical of what they did.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have?
Had a good draft.
Yeah. Who would you rather have? Because listen,
really good draft.
I'll go jump in the pool with the computer in hand. Who would y'all rather have? CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, or Jalen Reagor and Jalen Hurts? I'll sit here and wait.
Option number one, please.
I'll go one step above. I'll go one step further, Tom. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs instead of our entire draft.
Yep.
Just take all of them, and take all the undrafted free agents. Just give me those 2 players. I'll be fine. I'll play linebacker. You understand me? I'll play friggin' linebacker because we still didn't draft linebacker. But you understand my point? Like, I'll take those 2 on this team any day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I would take – it's unfair, like, to act like the Cowboys, like, reached or did anything, like, crazy. Like, they took Lamb. They took Diggs. Like, we're the ones acting like heroes out here. You know, we're reaching for Jalen a little bit, tiny bit. I still like the pick, but we're reaching a little bit. And then second-round pick's a complete mess. Oh, I ain't acting like Lamb's going to be Jerry Rice. I just said, who the hell you want more? Who would you all rather take? This is like keep arguing. I'm putting the hypothetical gun heads now, right? I'm double-pieced hypothetical guns. Who would you all rather have? CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs or Jalen Hurts and Jalen Reagor? Who would you rather have? Are you guys kidding me? Nobody's talking about freaking Jerry Rice. Nobody's talking about Deion Sanders and Trayvon Diggs and freaking Jerry Rice and CeeDee Lamb. Everybody puts words in their mouth because everybody's got an agenda to hate the Cowboys. I hate them too, my whole life. But can we stop it? Can we stop it? Shit. I'm taking them 2 all day and twice on Sunday if we can play a doubleheader. My God, what are we doing? I miss
doubleheaders.
Me too.
Let's see here.
I like to get fired up. It's good times.
Jeff says someone has to tackle in the middle of the field. We have.
Yeah, man,
here you go,
Andy. Girlfriend will.
Andy says, I will pay Ryan to play linebacker. Well, you're going to pay to see me get killed on camera then, because I won't make it too long.
I mean, that's just as good video as ever.
Yeah.
This one I'm going to do.
Great content. You got to do it.
I am a content guy. I'm
going to go down slowly. Tom is going to have an aneurysm. No, I'm good. I do this all the time. Don't disagree, Quentin. I think Reagor's going to be good too, brother. This is the one I'm going to go back at now. Who? I just love the blind look. Who? Because a couple guys said we got a goddamn track team. Now it's the best. Now it's the greatest show on turf or on grass. Can we stop it? We got so many goddamn unknowns at the wide receiver position, and we're acting like you're acting like it's Jerry Rice. Now you're acting like it's John Taylor and Jerry Rice out there. This is what I can't take. I can't take it anymore. What are you talking about? First, Deshaun Jackson, love him to death. Okay, what does he play? 5 games? 6? Congratulations. If he plays 12, it's a freaking win for us. Right? Jalen Reagor, I love. But now we're putting so much stock in that he's going to go off he's going to have 80 catches and 1,000 yards now. I don't know. Probably not his rookie year, so calm the hell down. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, we don't even know if he has a goddamn freaking pulse right now. What are you going to tell me? Marquise Goodwin? You're going to tell me the freaking kid from Boise State? This is what we're going to start freaking doing here? This is what we're going to do.
Hightower, baby.
You tell me Hightower? You tell me Ward? Hey, come on, guys. Awuzie ain't going to shut that down. Awuzie going to shut that shit down. Okay? You want to talk about Diggs getting burnt? Be my guest. But stop acting like now we're playing Madden on rookie. Knock it the hell off. All right? I love you guys, but knock it the hell off. J-Mac came in with an agenda from Jump Street.
But hey, we have to remember Ward is a lock to make the team. We have to remember that.
CeeDee Lamb sucks. This is what we're doing. I got to calm down. I really got to slow it down. I hate Dallas so much, and I'm freaking over here defending. This is a problem. This is an issue. Look what you guys are doing.
Don't turn Oklahoma game.
This is your guys' fault. J-Mac, no agenda, big dog. I'm just saying, man. Nah, have fun, brother. We're having fun. If I'm not yelling and screaming, what the hell are we doing here? This is a great time. I love it. Disagree all day, please, because it's fun. Listen, what are we going to do? We're going to keep going, the depth chart. But we're going to have some freaking fun and get loud up in here. Let's get loud. Let's enjoy it. I'm not going to throw a headset like Missinelli. I ain't going to do that. So we're good here, babe. I love you guys. No, of course. Of course it's a wait and see. It's a wait and see with everything. I just can't have this. I like our wide receiver core. Ryan knows, all these guys know. I talked about I like our wide receiver core. It's definitely big time upgrade.
It's still not better than Dallas's, though, man. I'm telling you right now, man, they're going to be flying everywhere. Once the season starts, their offense is still good, man. Still good. Because now you got to cover Amari, you still got to cover Michael Gallup, and you still got to cover CeeDee Lamb. So it's going to be mismatches everywhere. as for defenses if you like it or if you don't like it. And they still got Zeke, so they can still give him the ball 40 times a game.
Pooty, real quick. Stinks more.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll tell
Come
you what,
on.
the Eagles fans love stories.
Yeah, John Hightower stinks. Stop it.
Lock to make the team. He's a lock.
Played on a field bluer than this. Get the frig out of here.
Builds character. If he can see on a blue field, he can see on a green
blue
field.
curve. The blue curve.
Tom, it's like freaking dodgeball. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. If you could play on a blue field, you could play on any field.
You can deal with anything.
Yep. That builds character, that hideous friggin' field.
But see what these guys are making me do? Because I like Hightower a little bit. Now they're making me say he stinks. Like this is what I'm doing.
Oh, here you go, Don.
Who's my next coaching job at NCAA?
Nobody.
Hightower gonna burn a woozy at.
I'll tell you who's gonna cover Hightower, the guy that we signed from the Chargers.
Yeah.
Practice squad guy.
Who I just again, fam, I don't want to
practice squad.
I don't want to crown
Hightower.
I don't want to crown myself, but I think I'm pretty well versed on who's on our team and who's not. It's pretty bad that I just found out about 3 minutes ago that Trevor Williams is on the Eagles.
Yeah, that's who's covering John Hightower.
Yeah. I knew about it. I didn't pay it no mind. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, congratulations.
I heard the name. I'm like, what team is he on? And then I'm like, oh, wait, he's on the Eagles.
I'm like, Trevor Williams is not a running back? Who the hell is that?
Hold on. See, now this is what they're doing. I got guys trapped in a corner right now. You understand? I got guys trapped in a damn corner. All right?
Oh, I know what you're going to say. So you're going to assume this guy's going to be good, but he's never played before.
My man Bryce is late. Yeah, my man Bryce is late, so this isn't on Bryce. But anybody else going to write down here Hightower, Cambaldo, and say Trayvon Diggs, we don't know, stop it.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying Bryce. Bryce didn't say that.
Don't backtrack now, baby.
But if that starts happening, I'm going to go. Whoa. We're gonna get aggressive here. We can't say John Hightower can ball.
He's simplistic of it.
Trayvon Diggs stinks.
That's true.
Boise State versus Alabama.
Yeah.
We might be having bets in about 3 weeks.
Alabama by 85.
Oh, here we go.
For Brian Daly.
Oh, here you go, Pootie Tank. Get ready for the Turner Treggs level hype. Every year.
Shelton Gibson.
Yeah, Quentin's
makes his return for the 5th consecutive year.
Markin Michelle before he was cut for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Has he caught one pass in preseason?
Look at Bryce. Bryce is my guy. Hey, Bryce knows. Diggs is a beast. He's late. Bryce, you were late to it, so I'm going to ask you because I know you're going to be real with it. Who would you take on the outside right now? Slay and we don't know, or Awuzie and Diggs?
Joe Moffat says, "Hey, watch it with Boise. Watch it."
I know, Joey. That's right in your backyard, brother. I'm sorry.
That might be my next coaching gig at NCAA 14. I might have to go back to the blue turf. Go back to the West Coast Conference.
Did we sell you tonight? Did we sell you?
We're back. Once I get Rutgers a national chip, I'm out.
Jeff says, "Is Gibson still on the roster?" Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Well, we can check. Frank, go to the list. Go to the cloud.
Hightower's like 170.
Shelton Gibson.
Scroll up, Frank.
Come on, Frank. Come on,
That's
Secretary
down.
Frank.
There he is. Right here.
There he is.
Good times.
Yep. Can't forget about Marcus Green either.
Can't forget about it, Ralph.
That's spot on. That's spot on, Julio.
Robert Davis.
Trevor's going to get a lot of practice this year.
Damon Wright says, "Is Holyfield making this team?" I sure as hell hope not, because what happened to the other guys? What happened to the other guys? And why didn't we sign Devontae Freeman?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I think he can make the team over Corey Clement.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just because he offers something different.
Yeah. Good. Not saying he will.
He can run a yard. Just that's it. He can just run a yard.
It's a good question right here by Michael Bryant. Diggs or Fulton?
Ooh.
Probably Bolton, I guess.
I'm still going to go Trayvon. I'm going to go Trayvon still.
I'll go with Trayvon as well.
I'm going Trayvon still.
Yeah, you know what? I am too, Ralphie. I am too. I'm sorry. I'm right.
And like I said, I think if
I like both too. I like both.
These guys had opportunities, obviously they had monster opportunities, but I'm saying that if teams could have looked at them after the combine as well at the pro days and stuff like that. I mean, I'll still take that to my grave. I think Trayvon Diggs would have been a first rounder.
Bryce, to answer your question, Tom, he goes Diggs and Awuzie. He says, I love Slay and what we got, but I'll still take Diggs and Awuzie.
No. Yeah. Now I would take Slay and Coleman over them too, but I'm not counting the inside guy. The slot guy Coleman makes us number one. Makes us the number one secondary in the NFC East, in my opinion. He's the separator for us. But in terms of the outside guys,
he lets you breathe a little bit better.
Yeah,
well, having him there.
I'll ask you another one of these hypotheticals then. You know, we did it with the running backs. We did it with the defensive end. You know, I know this guy's not a high-profile guy like a Devontae Freeman at running back and even when we talk about the guys at defensive end. But I know we've talked about how we've liked him and how we'd be fine if we brought him in. But just to kind of clear up the unknown factor, if Logan Ryan was slotted in the Sidney Jones spot, would that move the needle at all? I'm not saying he's a great player or anything, but just because we know what we're getting from him.
I think for that question, I agree. I think it does, just because, like you said, Ryan, it does. You know what you're getting out of Logan Ryan on the outside as well too, and you can move. I don't know if Tennessee moved him in a little bit. I don't know if he played in a little bit as a slot, but I know majority of the time he played outside.
Well, was he slotted? Not that it matters a little bit, but was he slotted as their number one corner the last couple of years, or is there a guy I was forgetting that's on the roster that I forgot about?
Well, they did have Malcolm Butler there for a little while.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they had it. I don't know if Malcolm was the one or if Logan was the one, but I'm pretty sure it was either 1A or 1B with them.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of guys agree. Gas says agree. Logan can play.
Yeah, I agree.
Clinton says I take Logan in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
There you go. Here comes Don. Hold on. Hey, I'm going to need y'all to pray for me when Jeff Okudah faces Devontae Adams. I like Okudah, but I don't know about going after Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I've yet to see a guy who can lock him down consistently.
Wait. Are you saying quarterbacks get beat every once in a while in the NFL?
I am saying that, yes.
Oh.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, it happens. Jock Talk. Hey, guys, what's up? What's up, brother?
Hey.
So what other positions we got left here?
Coach.
Michael Bryant, who's the bigger need for the Eagles if we only had one trade with the Jags?
Ooh, that's
Fournette or Ngakoue?
Not even close.
It's Ngakoue.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, I'll go Yannick.
It's Yannick.
I'll go Yannick.
Younger. At this point, way bigger upside.
Not a head case.
Not a head case. not banged up all the time. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, that's an easy. Jack Talk, we've been going for an hour and 43 minutes right now.
Wasn't Logan Ryan rumored to go to the Jets or something like that? Yeah, they were in talks.
Something happened with that. Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
Yeah.
So coach-wise, it's Doug Peterson. No worries.
Yep.
I'm just telling everybody all the names. It's Mr. Judge, right?
Yeah.
Joe Judge.
Ron Rivera.
Mike
McCarthy.
And Mike McCarthy. So Doug Peterson's one on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one.
Shut up.
Of course. I'm
praying to God you pick somebody else one.
He's probably got Joe Judge at one.
Mike McCarthy's got a ring, right?
Yeah, mine would be Doug, Mike, Ron Rivera, and then obviously Joe Judge as the fourth guy.
Yeah.
See, I will disagree. Not on one, it's Doug. I'm going to go Ron Rivera 2 for this reason. I think, like we were kind of talking about before, I think the importance of what he'll provide culture-wise, especially a complete 180 from what it was with the Redskins in the past, kind of like the Wild West. Now you have a guy to where you know what you're getting from Ron Rivera. And listen, I understand he doesn't have a ring, but he obviously led that team with a Cam Newton who while I think we all like Cam's talent, he's not the easiest to work with. And you saw what he was able to do on the defensive side of the ball, to where I think he's a smart guy. I think the importance of what he can do to change the culture and the outlook of that organization, I think that's really important. And also, I like McCarthy, but I don't, and I'm not saying it's all on him, because I look at the GM or the lack thereof GM. I look at the roster establishment, to where you kind of have a bunch of guys that really shouldn't have been on that football team with Green Bay. Having a guy like Aaron Rodgers and only winning one Super Bowl, having so many opportunities, again, it's not all his fault. Players play, coaches coach, but I'm going to go Ron Rivera with a slight edge over McCarthy here.
No, you're not going to get a big argument from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair.
Yeah. When I was coming up with my rankings, I was taking a look at coaching staff as a whole, too, along with the head coaches. And, I have McCarthy at 2 because, they kept Kellen Moore as part of the offensive corner. So it wasn't a huge shift of offense for Dak to learn. But with Rivera, he brought in Scott Turner. And then, of course, with Joe Judge, Mike Judge, Judge Judy, whatever it is, they bring in the clappers. So that's another new system for Danny Dimes to learn. So with that, I had McCarthy at 2. Then Rivera.
So a couple questions here. We have here you go. Don says, I guess you could put us last when we have the great Corey Unlin on our staff. Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of Patricia either, Don. I hate to say it. I think I don't think you're gonna have to worry about him for very long, because I think he's gonna get fired. So that might be a good thing for you.
He's starting to get his guys though, so I kind of like him.
Yeah, just in time for him to get fired.
Yeah.
Couple years too late, but
let's see.
That division's led by Mike Zimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah, actually, because I don't like LaFleur, and
I don't like Peter LaFleur, and Matt Nagy's gonna be fired this year too.
Yeah, I'm good with Matt LaFleur. I'll pass. So I guess I'm not a big fan of Zimmer, but I guess by default he wins.
Average Joe's Gymnasium.
Yep. Jock Dog says, how do you feel about our D-line new coach that never coached the D-line before? Is it a new coach, Frank?
I believe so. Let's pull up the cloud.
Yeah, we did have Juan Castillo doing the offensive coordinator.
Never say that name in front of me ever again.
I think we could get over this.
Yeah, but Jock Dog, I mean that could come into play, but when you look at how veteran our D-line is, it's more going to be, if this guy has any impact, it's more going to be technique-wise versus what these guys actually do. We know what Fletcher Cox is going to bring. We know what Javon Hargrave brings. We know what Brandon Graham brings. We don't know yet what Derek Barnett brings. But most of our guys know what they are. And again, with the veteran leadership that we have on that D-line, there's zero concern to me.
Adam Rush says, did you guys rate kickers, punters, and long snappers yet? No.
We're not doing that.
Jake Elliott, number 1.
We can.
We'll be real quick. Jake Elliott, because he's the only kicker in football that got a 5-year extension, and we're just going to leave it at that. Let's see here. Don says, I would like the offensive coordinator from the Chiefs to replace Matt Patricia. Oh, yeah. Or Kafka, too. I'll take Kafka. All right, so question for you guys is the second on our little topic sheet. We want you guys to chime in here. We'll obviously chime in on here. Who, in your opinion, so we just broke down the entire rosters for all 4 teams. Who, in your opinion, in the NFC East is the most improved this offseason?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Most improved in the NFC East.
What was our final breakdown of points?
Oh, very good. That's a great question. So what I have is I have Giants at running back, correct?
Yeah.
The Eagles at quarterback, the Eagles at tight end, the Cowboys at offensive line, the Cowboys at wide receiver.
Correct.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, I have the Redskins with the D-line finally getting on the board with a point. The Cowboys at linebacker, the Eagles with the secondary, and the Eagles with the coach. So the final tally would be the Eagles.
So the Eagles won then.
with 4 points, the Cowboys with 3 points, and the Giants and Redskins each with 1 point.
Oh, Pootie.
What did he say?
He asks, did you guys rank the passing game, running game coordinators yet?
No,
I think we missed that one.
And he says, because we have both,
Yeah.
Yusuf says Giants, Cowboys, Redskins, Eagles. I don't know which position. I'm guessing is he saying kicker?
It might be overall. No, it might be overall.
Yeah, you saw him
Ooh.
at most improved. Okay.
Okay.
See, most improved to me is tough because, like I said earlier, when I look at most improved, obviously I'm taking coach in the account, and I'm taking, like I look at the Redskins, like off the top of my head, I go Redskins, but then when we do that breakdown, they're nowhere to be found.
Right.
Exactly. That's why
it's how much weight do I truly want to put on Ron Rivera, because that's also, and Ryan, you said it earlier, it's not fair because he's essentially sitting with a quarterback room that's not necessarily his, right?
Yeah.
And again, that's the nature of the beast, though. So it's truly how much do I put into Ron Rivera, because the Eagles upgraded, but then there's also a lot of holes that they didn't upgrade at, right? When I look at the Eagles, I look at the linebacking core. Not really a lot of upgrades. They made additions. I'm not going to say they're upgrades, right? Running back, I probably should. Who was when we went through our running back rankings? Who was our second running back? Right. So if we're talking about most improved,
I'm gonna go Cowboys 1. Cowboys 1 for me.
But where did they improve though? Are you just banking on Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, where
they lost Byron Jones and okay, so you.
Well, I'm including the draft as well too.
Right. No, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All right, so we can all agree that they got better wide receiver wise, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, when you talk about it, it really doesn't move the needle because I think we would all agree before CeeDee Lamb,
they probably still were number one anyway.
They were still number one because they had Randall Cobb, which Randall Cobb's not Randall Cobb anymore, but he's still pretty freaking good, especially compared to what the other three teams had. Offensive line didn't improve; they got worse. Quarterback, I mean, they're the same unless Andy Dalton's playing. Unless you think Andy Dalton's better, which that's fine.
And then tight ends, you lose Jason Witten.
Yeah, secondary, they're still good, but they lost Byron Jones, who's still good. Yeah. He's still a very good player. Yeah. Linebackers, they were already great.
Yep.
Defensive end or defensive line, I mean, they added pieces. I'm not saying they're better, but they added.
Yeah.
So I disagree, Ralphie. I mean, because they went from being a good team to they're still a good team. You know what I mean? Like they're not. I wouldn't say they're a great team because when you look up and down, I mean, that entire roster was stacked, and the health was.
And they stacked it even more though. They stacked it even more.
See, I disagree though because you saw pieces of the team that took step backs. Again, I'm not saying that they're going to go from a 10-win football team with Travis Frederick to a 2-win football team without Travis Frederick, but that's a loss, regardless of if it's a lot or a little. I mean, you could say Pro Football Focus is skewed, but I mean, Pro Football Focus has had Travis Frederick as the number 1 rated center since 2013. I mean, that's something. Regardless if you think that's top, if he's really the top, you're saying, okay, that's a lot to where they just lost a top 5 center in football. Yep. And then, like you talked about before, when any part of the line, whether it's a guard banged up last year, center banged up last year, left tackle, right tackle on the Cowboys, it seems like whenever they lose one piece, regardless of if it's whatever position, it causes a chain reaction to where things don't work in perfect cohesion like they did in the past. So I agree, Ralphie, if you want to say they didn't get worse, I think they're just kind of around the same. They had a stacked roster last year and they went 8-8. They limped to the finish and got 8-8. They had to win the final game of the season to go 8-8.
So, Ralph, are you putting a lot of stock into Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, because I think because he brings more ideas to the table than what Jason did, right? I mean, there's going to be a whole different dynamic. And now that you added CeeDee Lamb, a playmaker in himself, even throughout college, and he fell to at 17. I mean, that you get better even from that. Yeah, 18. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, they definitely improved because you got to factor in coach. So I can't necessarily. I probably don't have them as most improved, but I can understand where you're at.
And the same thing with the Giants. Like, we don't know what Joe Judge is. He was a special teams guy in New England?
Yeah.
So I mean, how many of them pan out? Right? You're jumping. Think about it. Other than what John Harbaugh was. He was a special teams with us, right? And then
John Harbaugh made that jump real quick too.
But that's only the one that you really could think of is the one that actually had success so far was Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, it's just the one that comes to mind. There's other guys that do it because for whatever reason, that special teams coordinator, that special teams guy, seems to get those jumps a lot. You know what I mean? Like that jump from that special teams coordinator to head coach. So that's just the one that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others.
Oh yeah, Don's ranking mascots.
Don.
I mean, honestly, I think the only way we can really solve this and come to, because it's close. I agree, Greg. I think it's really difficult. You go up and down the teams, kind of like what we did, but in rapid fashion, to where you look at the Eagles. Can you say that they improved with the running back situation? No, because you lost Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Offensive line, you didn't improve because you lost Jason Peters, regardless of if you want to be a hater or not, Ralph. You go from a known to an unknown right now. Now that can change in 5 weeks in the season. We can say, oh, well, Dillard's pretty good. Okay, great, but we're not 5 weeks into the season yet. Defensive line, you could say they improved. You can.
Yep.
Linebacker,
they regressed.
Secondary vastly improved.
Yep.
Wide receivers improved, and quarterbacks stayed the same. So you could say, okay, majority of the time, the Eagles improved. Giants, for that matter, offensive line, we could say improved, correct? Especially with their number one pick.
Yep.
Right, Greg?
Yeah.
I go back to the Eagles wide receivers. Did we really improve?
I think we did. We got younger and
we added a bunch of guys, but
we added a bunch of guys. Now, to say if we really improved, can they catch footballs?
Well, no. Well,
that's the other thing too. Can they stay healthy and catch a football for once?
Frank, you got to remember this though, and Greg too. I'll go back to the same thing with linebackers, and this is twofold. We can say the linebackers technically improved. Because why? We don't know if they suck yet. I know that last season's linebackers sucked. Now, as much as I'm not a huge fan of what they did on the offensive side of the ball as a whole, especially wide receivers, you have to say they improved as a core because of two things. Number one, you're getting guys like Deshaun and eventually Alshon Jeffrey back. You're getting rid of Nelson, which is addition by subtraction.
Yeah, it's true.
And at the very least, if you don't want to completely open your arms and be confident of Rager or some of the guys that they got later in the draft or even a Marquise Goodwin, they showed they had a plan to where you look at it to where you have those top-tier guys like an Alshon, a Deshaun, et cetera, Before, once those guys went down, you had friggin' Shelton Gibson, and that's about it, Greg Ward. Now at least you have a tier of speed. That, okay, we're coming in. We know what you guys do well. We're going to ask you guys to do that. And again, as much as I'm a hater of the guy, you have a second-round pick in J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to where he's going to be one further year of experience in the league. So that's why I as much as we take shots at the wide receiver core and missed opportunities, we can't say they didn't improve. Because to Gavin's point, anything's better than what we did last year.
No, you're not wrong there.
Did they improve? Did they improve a little bit?
Yeah.
Is it a little bit deeper? Yeah. Is it anything to think right this second that it's going to be something special right away?
No.
I don't know. There's just so many unknowns with this wide receiver.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And we're going to find out, but definitely, definitely upgraded. It was hard not to.
Mm-hmm. Tifa has a question for you, Ralphie. I want to know why Ralph thinks the Cowboys won. It's because CeeDee Lamb pick or Andy Dalton trade.
Well, yeah, that's why I was going off their draft as well. You got CeeDee Lamb and obviously Trayvon Diggs, right? We talked about it, and Greg asked me the question. Was it because of the head coaching switch as well? And I agree with that. I think, like I said, Mike McCarthy's going to bring a different dynamic to that football team, and it's going to be a way different football team than what Jason Garrett was rolling out there every Sunday. So, I mean,
Tom, who do you think is the most improved team in the division this offseason? It's tough.
I'm going to still say the Eagles.
You're such a homer.
No, I'm going to say because you have to look at the addition of Coleman and Slay. You really have to. And Hargrave as another piece to that, right? It gives your line some rotation. And then in your back end, you're finally confident. So to me, I mean, Slay and Coleman are two of the better guys at their position. I can't say the Cowboys essentially went out and brought in guys that are top-notch guys at their position per se. I think they won the draft over us. I'll give them that. But free agency to me was sort of a landslide for us when it comes to that. Them two names are just bigger than anything they brought in as of now. I mean, McCoy used to be special, longer in the tooth. So yeah, I'll give it to the Eagles.
Michael Bryant says, "Who has more to prove, Barnett or Sidney Jones?" I think it's absolutely Sidney Jones.
Sidney Jones.
Hey, but you can check the replay from last week in our playlist.
What is that a plug to? What do you mean? Oh,
last week's show.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy just because, we won a Super Bowl with Barnett. I mean, Barnett dominated in that NFC title game, and obviously he had that play that we'll all remember in the Super Bowl. And he had a really good rookie season. I mean, he's obviously left a lot to prove, as we talked about last week. But no, I mean, Sidney Jones, he's trying to stay in the league now. You know what I mean? He was a healthy scratch for a majority last season. He was hurt the year before. He was hurt, and he was hurt the year before that. Derek Barnett, he makes plays in this league. He doesn't show the consistency that we would want out of a first-round pick. But to me, I think there's more of an argument on who needs to make an improvement or who needs to show more, and that's Arcega-Whiteside and Jones, and I think it would still be Sidney Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Adam Rush says, "Who's the Cowboys' defensive lineman who just got reinstated from
Alden
the NFL?"
Alden Smith. He's back.
And I think he's going to be pretty rusty in his first couple games back if he makes the roster. But yeah, he's the least of my worries with
low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
If he does it, I'll sign him.
Right. Yusuf has a question for you. He says, "Do you think if Haskins plays like he did at Ohio State, he could win a Super Bowl with Rivera in the next 5 years?"
I mean, I'm going to say no because I hope that means he'd have to beat the Eagles to get to the Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
Yeah,
and
of course the Cowboys as well. I mean, it's going to be a tough road. But.
Yeah, but that's we're an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan, so. But Haskins at Ohio State did play with some very good tools and very good talent, so he has. When we sit here and bash Haskins, I don't think anyone truly doubts his toolbox and his ability. It's just what type of system is he in? Does he have a coach that's going to be able to build around him and get him working in a best situation for him? He can be a good quarterback. It's just we don't know yet.
I think that's going to happen, Taylor. I have a feeling they're going to bring him back.
All right, another percentage chance. We did it with Jason Peters. What's the percentage chance that Nigel Bradham is back in 2020?
I'm gonna say 70%. 70%. I think they're gonna let these young guys see what they got, and if they don't got it, then he's back.
Yeah, I'm at like 65. Somewhere around there. My number's going back.
I will also go with 65%. It all depends on a couple things regarding, with the situation that we're in, are these young guys ready to make the next step? And if they don't, I could see them bringing in Nigel Bradham back on a cheaper deal.
Greg?
53%.
Because of his number on his jersey?
Oh, my God.
And I, once again, I'm going to go Price is Right rules, and that is 54%. Here you go. Taylor Bowers is 71%, Bob. Kevin is 75%. Justin Smith, 40%. Tifa goes 40-60 for me. Nigel Bradham coming back. Daly went with 40%. We have another great question. I love these questions. We got two big questions. Philip Hughes, who has a better season between Carson and Dak?
Man,
Which team is Dak Prescott on?
I'm gonna go Carson.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Carson.
He's the better quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ralphie, you're staying quiet.
No, he wants Jalen Hurts.
Well,
I'm going Carson. Carson all the way. I can't pick Dak on this one. I'm going Carson.
And then also, Jock Talk asks, who's better, Haskins or Jones? Right now, I mean, Jones, I think, is...
Give me Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Pop Mountain says 50-50 on Nigel
Nice.
in the watch party.
Sergio Gonzalez
Sergio says 67.
A bunch of people for Carson. Let's see. Don says Carson for sure has a better season. Taylor Bowers says Carson hands down. Dak is a flake every year. And listen, Dak is in a great position to succeed, obviously. Now you have the addition of CeeDee Lamb. So, again, to Tom, to your point, we're not going to be people that are going to be homers over here. We're going to admit that Dallas is a good football team. And when Dak is in a good position, which is to his credit and his, obviously advantage, it's been his entire career, except for when Zeke was out for those 6 games, he's played well. Not great, but I think at the end of the day, this is where people get stuck. Eagles fans too, and especially Dallas Cowboys fans. It's okay to say they're both good. Like, it's okay to say Dak Prescott's a good quarterback.
Yeah, it's not a crime.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, Carson's great and Dak stinks. No, you could both say they're good, but Carson's slightly better. That's, to me, I think that's the perfect way to say it. When, at the end of the day, Dak has been able to stay healthy far more than Carson. So that's a little check for Dak, the advantage over Carson. But when you talk about the ceiling, when you talk about who's done more with way less, it's a landslide, and that's Carson.
Yeah, what I saw last year from Carson Wentz, the last 4 games of the year, running out there with guys that were on practice squads and nobody knew, and what he did with that wide receiver core to end the season, and especially having one of the biggest games of the year, and Dallas coming here at the end of the year just to show up Dak like that, it's an easy answer, man. There's no explaining it, though. It's Carson Wentz.
Adam Rush, which running back will get 1,000 yards rushing first in our division?
Saquon, yep.
I agree.
Easy.
Yep.
Is that all purpose or is that just rushing yards?
That's
no, it says
rushing. It says rushing.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna.
I was gonna say, if it's all purpose, it's gonna be Saquon by a large margin.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Footy Tank saying, who gets more preseason snaps, Hurts or Sudfeld?
No, it better be Hurts.
Yeah, it better be Hurts.
Yeah.
So we can see what he has. We know what Sudfeld
I'm going to
is.
say Sudfeld just because he's the number 2 right now.
I'm going Kyle Lauletta.
You gave more snaps to your number 2 more than your number 3.
Yeah, I think like going into the preseason, I think you're probably going to see a lot of more Sudfeld starts.
Yeah.
I mean, relax. It's preseason, but we're probably going to see what Sudfeld has. Whatever he has in him, it could be a setup where maybe you're going to showcase Sudfeld for a potential trade, so you can make Hurts the number 2. But once again, it's a lot of what ifs from now until August. Yeah.
Michael Bryan asks a very good question. What quarterback is a good comparison to Dak Prescott?
I don't have a trash can, so never mind.
Yeah, true too.
Let me go slide up in Altuve's DMs.
We'll get some buzzers and everything.
Alex Smith, a slightly better Alex Smith.
Yeah. And then Kenny says Andrew Luck in the comments.
For who?
That comparison.
I agree.
No.
I agree with Chrome.
Yeah, Culpepper's good.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Size, body, arm. It can do a little bit of everything like that. Dak's a good quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Dak's developed himself into a good quarterback, in my opinion, in this league. The last game he played in Philly, obviously banged up, not right, but I don't think he's.
Don't give him that excuse. Come on, banged up. Come on, man.
I'm not giving him excuses.
Don't say that he was banged up. Look what our quarterback was doing. Come on, man.
Dude, you
can't do that.
What am I doing? You
just said, oh, Dak was banged up at the. Come on, man. Don't do that.
See what happens when people don't listen?
I was listening.
No, you just assumed and you
No.
wanted
You said Dak was banged up in that Eagles game.
Was he not?
And that's an excuse.
Who says it's an excuse? I said, let's not look at the last game that he played against us when he was banged up. He's a good quarterback in this league.
Come on. And you gave him an excuse because he was banged up.
Because he was.
You gave him an excuse because he was banged up.
Rap, I watched the guy throw the football a lot, dude. He couldn't throw the freaking football.
It does. I don't care.
What? It doesn't matter.
It's a big game. That's a big game.
Who's making an excuse? They lost the game. Nobody's saying that, oh, well, if he was healthy, they win.
That's an excuse, though. He was banged up.
He was
banged up. Our whole wide receiver core was banged up. Was that an excuse for Carson Wentz?
What? What are these comparisons? I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying the guy's a good quarterback, but I can't just look at his last game and make a judgment that he stinks. The dude, listen, the dude had no arm strength. Did you watch him throw the football? Did I miss something?
You another excuse.
It's not an excuse. Facts. There's excuses and saying they lost because he's injured, which I never said.
Big game, and he lost the game, and now you're sitting here saying, "Oh, he was banged up in the game." So but he's still a good quarterback.
Was he not?
That's an excuse. That's an excuse.
Was he not banged up?
Wrong picture, Ryan.
Yes or no? Was he banged up? Yes or no?
Not? The medical report said he was, but to me, he wasn't.
Dude, the guy didn't practice for 2 freaking weeks. Are you okay?
Come on, bro. And that's an excuse.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you facts. If you want to turn into an excuse party, then be my freaking guest. I'm telling you, I'm not going to look at one game and say the guy's not good. I know how he can throw the football. He had 0 zip to his football, dude. Most guys, maybe you need to pull some other guys at HED and go back and look at the tape. To me, I watched it. He couldn't throw the football. So if you need to go back and watch tape,
that's an excuse. Is it an excuse?
No, I wasn't making an excuse.
He didn't make an excuse.
Yeah, and Hawk 215 also says it's not an excuse, it's fact.
Oh my God.
There's a difference between excuses and reasons.
Ryan, did I say we lost? We won because Dak was hurt? Did I say that?
No.
Guys, did I say that?
No.
Or I said I'm not going to call him a bad quarterback off of his.
Yeah, you just said I'm not going to judge him on one game.
That's it.
When he was hurt.
And did they go to the play? Did they win the division the year before?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, I'm just asking for a friend because I don't know. Was it the number 1 ranked offense in football?
Yeah, they did, and they got beat. They got beat in the playoffs.
No. This last year.
Watching from Italy. What up?
Were they number one? Were they number one offense in football?
In 2019?
Statistically.
What'd you say?
Statistically, for most of the year, if not all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he stinks.
The quarterback has nothing to do with that.
Well, when you have the best running back and one of the best running backs in the league, and you can just go like this all game long, yeah. I mean, your offense will look good, right? I mean, Zeke's getting 30 touches a game. You can't deny that. He's getting 30 touches a game.
You want to talk excuses?
Yeah.
Dude, just call a spade a spade. That's a good quarterback. No one's crowning him saying he's the elite.
A good quarterback.
No one's crowning him and saying he's the best in the division.
In a big game, he didn't show up.
And he was hurt. But we won the game. Who cares?
Okay.
Watching from Italy.
Come on, man.
Laman? I don't know if I got it right.
Where in Italy?
Frank, I need my other Italian in here. Is that name right? Did I say it right?
Lamin JB Lamay or Jamay.
Lamin.
I'm not a name guy.
Lamin JB Jamay.
Look at Frank. Listen, thanks, brother. Thanks for joining us from Italy. Listen, I hope things are better over there. You know, I'm praying for that entire country, and not only them, but the entire world right now. So sending our prayers over. Keep listening, man. We're here to talk some sports with the family. Listen, Ralph, he was freaking hurt. So you don't gotta like it. And now you make an excuse. The only reason he's good is because of Zeke. That's the only reason he's good.
Come on, man. That offense runs through him. That offense runs through Zeke. Come on.
It didn't run through Zeke last year. They were a throw first.
Stop. Now you're just reaching.
Okay.
Now you're just reaching.
How am I reaching?
I dug you a grave. I stuck you in a grave, and you're trying to come out now.
Do you remember people crushing them for throwing the football too much? Do you guys remember how short of a memory we all got around here?
No.
They were getting hammered for throwing the ball too much and not
wait.
Runs that offense.
No, not
Zeke
last year he
offense.
didn't. Not last year
You're
he
crazy.
didn't.
You're crazy. As a whole, Zeke runs that offense.
There's no disagreement. Not last year.
There's no disagreement. As a whole,
I think they were the
Zeke
number
runs
one
that
offense in football.
You're crazy if you don't think so.
Or they were top 5 because they were one for a while. I don't remember where they ended up.
Right, go to the cloud.
Dude, come on, man.
That was
Dallas
throwing offensive football.
Dallas, number 1 offense in football. 6,900 yards.
You're crazy.
Okay. They averaged 200.
How many times do they run the ball? How many times do they run the ball during that?
Okay. They averaged
200.
No.
They averaged 297 yards passing to 135 yards rushing.
Yep.
Look at that. Didn't even need a note for that, Ralph. Didn't even need anything.
47,000 yards, 4,700 yards passing, 2,100 yards rushing.
Zeke carries that offense, baby.
You were the same person. We were ripping them last year, saying that Zeke took the year off.
I don't take no L's, Tommy.
You just did on camera.
All W's. All W's.
Ralph, did you not say repeatedly every single week, especially the weeks where we were playing the Cowboys, that Zeke took the year off?
No. They doubled.
Oh my God!
They doubled the rushing. The passing doubled the rushing. So how are they a rush first offense?
Zeke carries that offense, guys.
Hey, how many times you gonna say it with nothing to back
I'm gonna say it. Numbers say it. Numbers say it.
Listen, you can think whatever the hell you want. My whole argument was backed up by facts. So at the end of the day, you try telling us something that we tried telling you was wrong. You're still not going to admit it. And you just keep saying the same thing. In 2018, yeah, they were a run-first offense. Hence why they had more success a little bit. But last year, it was Kellen Moore, let's throw the freaking football. And they did. They did. And listen, all I'm saying is if the guy don't get hurt, we don't know what happens. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
God. You can't give me that excuse, though, dude. You can't give me that excuse.
We scored 17 points.
You can't.
We scored 17 points. And that play calling in that game was horrendous. Horrendous. That's why Jason Garrett's gone. Horrendous. I say it again. Horrendous. How many carries did Zeke have in that football game in a 17-9 game? Somebody tell me. Go look it up. Because I'm gonna guarantee you it was under.
Well, they were a pass first team
with nothing to look at. While the guy's injured. Nothing to look at. I guarantee you. I guarantee you it was probably under 18, right around there. I'm dying to know.
Julio says, yesterday we debuted A2D diving. Today it's A2D so you think you can dance.
Do we have the dive still? Right? Do you want to
oh, absolutely.
You know, my fatness, my quarantine 40.
Yeah. Swan dive.
Were you looking, Greg? I know Greg's looking.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Let's see. Hawk says, if the Cowboys were to land Adams, will you guys put the Cowboys on top of the Eagles? Jamal Adams?
Give him the division.
Yeah, that'll be trouble.
Won't even be fair on the defensive side of the ball. Sorry.
That's the last game against the Eagles, right, Tom? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, week 16.
Well, this is why Carson's better. Carson's lights out in the red zone. I mean, flat out like that.
Absolutely.
I got the numbers. Give me 1 second. I have them.
Yeah, he doesn't even have an interception in the red zone.
Zeke had 13 carries for 47 yards. For 47. 13 for 47.
Dak threw the ball 44 times.
But you had to because you were down in that football game. You were down in that football game.
You're down one. You were down one score the whole game.
You were down by like 4 points. What are you talking about?
You had to throw in that football game. You were down. You had to air it out. I hate to say it to you guys, but you guys are taking another L tonight.
Where's the airing?
And it's not looking good for
you. In the first quarter, it was 10-0.
There you go.
In the second quarter, it was 10-6. In the third quarter, it was 17-6.
Yep.
And then it ended up being 17-9. You're down one score, essentially.
17-6. You still have to throw the ball, though, Greg.
44.
Don't give me that. You had to throw the ball. Come on, dude.
No.
Yes, you do. You still have to throw the ball.
Times you don't. Not with Zeke and Elliott, you don't.
You're not running the ball. You're not continuing to run the ball down 17-6.
Well, when the offense runs through
man.
Back, you better run the ball.
Come on.
That's right.
You guys are crazy.
Yusuf says, where's Clowney going, boys?
He's going to the freaking Bears.
What?
Yeah, the Bears. Inside source.
God, we got source talk.
Greg, where's Clowney going to go?
I don't know.
That's a great answer, Greg.
Kenny, Breeze took to his play. Breeze did do that, but don't forget about Teddy going 5-0, though, brother. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater balled out those 5 games. We're undefeated.
Kenny says Clowney is going home. Tom, if you had to predict, where do you think Clowney's going?
Jets.
Oh.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Ooh. I think they'll overpay.
You still looking up stats, no notes?
No, I was trying to look up Carson's red zone numbers.
Jesus.
So that's a lot of numbers to read off that I don't have in my head. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I've nailed everything else tonight. So anything else?
No, you haven't.
I told you
No,
under 18, he had 13. So wow. Hey, stay hot. I told you they threw the ball way too many times in that game with an injured quarterback. Stay hot. And I told
Well, you had to when you're down 17-6. You have to.
It's not even a
You have
three-position
to.
game.
It doesn't matter. In a meaningful game like that, you have to. You have to.
In the third quarter?
Absolutely. Yeah, pull your hair out, Greg.
I'm going to. I'm going to look like you in a second.
Well, no, he doesn't have that up top.
Ralphie wishes he had this up top.
Dude, I wish. I was looking at old photos. I was like, dang, dude, I miss my hair.
I'm getting ready to go clubbing.
Yeah.
Look at that Jersey Shore shit.
I love it.
Lord Walker says it depends when you. It depends what you have to give up to get Adams. If it could be a first and or a player plus a draft pick. Phillips says Dallas is a run-first team. When they don't go through Zeke, they suck. Carson carried the Eagles without a receiver over 500 yards. Eagles are a more balanced team. Dumbest thing of the week, boys? Dumbest thing of the week?
I don't have one.
Well, Ralph.
We just listened from this guy up here.
What we just heard. Here's the red zone numbers for you for our
Oh,
goat.
dude, it's nuts, man. I love it.
Right? It's so insane. So you talk about 83 plays in the red zone last year, 301 yards, 30 first downs, 21 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Zero interceptions, Tommy. That's insane. That's crazy.
I'm gonna up it. I'm gonna up that game, right? For all the narrative. He fumbles the football too much. He doesn't take care of the ball.
Yeah.
0 picks, 0 fumbles in the red zone.
In what? 5 years now with no picks in the red zone?
Oh,
that's crazy, dude.
This is just.
Are you sure? That's not okay.
Last year. Yep.
I was about to say.
And a 107.7 rating in the red zone. That is lights out, man.
Yeah.
That's Brady red zone. That's Breeze red zone. That's GOAT red zone shit. You understand that?
Yeah.
So no way when I'm defending Dak am I saying he can even sniff my man's jockstrap. That ain't what I'm saying. All I'm saying is the dude can play. And the narrative is that he can't. And all I'm saying is I'm not going to go off of one game where I knew the guy wasn't right. Is that why they lost? No, they lost because we were the better team that day. That's why they lost. And they didn't run the football enough. To your point, they should have ran. Or it wasn't your point because you backtracked on it. That they should have. I don't know what your point was, but they should have run the football more.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Gavin says he has 1 interception in 4 years in the red zone. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's a combo. That's a combo. That's a combo to a great head coach.
Yeah.
Right? And knows how to grow and understand the importance of the red zone. I mean, if you remember the Andy Reid years, the importance of red zone football was so important here, right? And that's carried over back, and it came back now with Doug Peterson. The importance of taking care of the football in the red zone and leaving with points. It's so important. So, listen, I can't say enough about this kid. I can't say enough about what this kid did last year with nothing. I mean, them numbers are amazing with nobody around you. With nobody around, that's amazing. Amazing.
Yep, true.
Now, can Dak do that with that core? No. But
we sat here multiple weeks, trying to discuss like what other quarterbacks could have done what Carson did those last 4 weeks of the season, and it's hard to say.
It's like 2. It's honestly 2 or 3 to me.
Do you think Drew Brees is stepping up and doing it?
To me, it's 4. There's only 4 quarterbacks in this league, I believe, that could have done what Wentz did at the end of that season with nothing. It's Mahomes. Mm-hmm. It's Wilson.
Yep.
It's Deshaun. and it's Rodgers. Just because I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and Rodgers did it this season too.
Yeah,
you're all missing the GOAT, who's done it for a lot of his career with a lot of people, with a lot of unknowns outside of him.
Yo, don't say y'all. Don't say
No,
y'all.
I know.
No. We're gonna rewind tape then, because I personally said Brady, Breeze type shit, right? So don't y'all.
I didn't mean y'all as in
everybody.
everybody.
I'm just telling you to point the fingers to Ralph and Rod. You know what I mean? Don't start coming up here.
I just don't know. My whole thing is Brady 3 years ago. Yes, he's made a career, but I don't know.
He was great in the red zone last year too. He takes care of the football well.
Yeah.
Red zone wise, yes.
We're gonna find out this year red zone now. I mean, next year red zone might be Brady from like 2014. You know what I mean, he might be zipping. It might be 33 touchdowns, no picks.
No excuses this year. He's got his boy Gronk and all the weapons. He has no excuse.
Yeah, no excuses.
Got all his weapons back. But dumbest thing in the week.
What? Go back real quick to Lords. What was Jay Williams' plan? Did anybody hear it?
Sorry, that's why I was going one day ask.
I did not. I
didn't hear it.
We keep it in the same button.
I know, but I do like. Do you like, Greg, how they're gonna if it does resume the whole playoff format where it's not East versus West, it's almost like an NCAA matchup basically.
I can't hate anything at this point that brings sports back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would love
at this point, yes. Just give me something.
And give me the Celtics.
Something. Yeah.
But the one thing I do like is that the one proposal where it was they're going to bring it back and almost have they stay in the one bubble, either would it be in Vegas or Florida, how they do with the summer league, and they have games all day long for a span of 2 to 3 weeks. I like that. I think that would be pretty cool. I think that's a great idea.
I did hear about the World Cup format. Yeah, I was listening to that on what was I listening to on
a TV show?
No, Bill Simmons.
Oh,
the Bill Simmons podcast was talking about it.
And what? Okay, so you're
different groups, Frank, and then you play that group.
Yeah, the group stage.
It's like the group system,
points. And then I think it's the top 2 teams. They move on to the bracket, and then they make their way to the finals.
Yeah, I don't care what they do.
Yeah, me neither.
Ralphie, would it then be kind of, because I know divisions really don't matter that much in the NBA anymore, but would it be split via that, like division?
Yeah, that's how you do it, because in the World Cup they have it obviously where your rank is, right? So you would have your best team play some of the middle tier, low tier teams, but what they do is that the group is that the top 2 teams, whoever has the most points, the 1 and 2 seeds in that group, say Group A is the Lakers, Clippers, yada, yada, right? So if the Lakers and Clippers have the most points in that group, they move on to the knockout stage. They move on to the next bracket, to where the playoffs would start.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Gavin said NHL's back. We're getting
I love the new format. I love the format that they're going to do.
We have a first round bye. Who would have thought?
I love it.
Frank, I agree with you. While we're on this subject, I know Zach on the rundown is going to go over it tomorrow a lot more. But
and I know Hockey Happy Hour is doing it tomorrow as well. I just got their info.
The dumbest thing of the week for me is Major League Baseball, and I'm almost like a criminal week in a way too, and it's all parties involved. Okay, I've been on one side, and I want to say I backpedaled a little bit once I saw this proposal really come out and see the details. Where I'm like, this is a shit proposal. That's terrible freaking proposal. And what's even worse about it is, I'm gonna make this very clear to the people. And I talked when I was talking to Snell again last night. And I'm not like puffing chest talking to him, but I mean, shit, we're talking to the guy. We're talking to the guy who's sort of leading the charge here, right? Who's the first guy to speak out. So it's good to be able to talk about him. And listen, I sent the photo to him, and I said, "Yo, hold your ground. Don't sign this shit. It's terrible, right?" And then he went on to say, "I understand what's going on in the world. I understand it all, but this deal isn't good." And I said, "Listen, I almost apologize. I pretty much apologize for calling McCrum a dad." And he said, "Respect, man," and that's all gravy. But the thing that I'm relating to these guys to, and he mentioned, is the risk, right? And that's what nobody's thinking about right now, okay? Because it's a me society, right? Yeah. I want society. Think about this for a second, man. These guys got families and shit too, right? Mm-hmm. There is a risk of going and playing. We don't know what that risk is. Nobody does. Nobody knows what it is. But I'll tell you one thing that's a big risk. They don't play, they're going to ruin their damn game. Okay?
Yeah.
So they need to figure it the fuck out because they should be leading the charge on this, not the opposite way around. And I'm going to make this clear again. I don't know how youth sports play if Major League Baseball doesn't set a freaking precedent. You understand this? How do youth sports go about the proper ways of going about this without Major League Baseball setting a freaking tone and an idea, right? And safety, right? It's all about safety right now, right? It's all anybody cares about. Everybody wants to play. Right? From youth sports all the way up. Everybody wants to play. But at the end of the day, it's about what's best for these kids and what's best for these athletes at the next levels, right? To make sure they're safe and healthy. How the hell, somebody tell me, how the hell does youth sports go about playing any point this summer without Major League? We're just talking about baseball, okay?
Yep.
Like the NBA is going to help stuff in the fall if they get going because they'll ease that. And whatever guidelines they set up will make it easier for fall sports, high school-wise, okay? Same thing with hockey's going to help with inside stuff. But in a social distance sport, how is baseball not leading the way for youth sports? And listen, I don't want to put the pressure on these pro guys to say, hey, if you don't play, you're screwing everybody else. But I mean, listen, I try to say facts are facts, okay? And people don't have to agree with my opinion or not. I don't really care anymore. I'm so freaking over it. Bless you, Greg. I just don't know how youth sports goes about the proper protocols without the billionaire companies doing it. So if Blake Snell's talking about risk and Bryce Harper's talking about risk, so what's the risk for us at the lowest levels? So if these guys are scared about risk, we're supposed to go out then? And I'm not saying I'll go out tomorrow, you understand? But I need some guidelines set up by the big boys. This is their job essentially right now, to bring this country back together. Sports rally us. Sports bring us together. Now, listen, if the risk is too much, then just say it. Then just all you guys come out and say, we're not comfortable playing and nobody can give you shit. You understand this? But when you make it about money, right, because the owners are trying to put the players in a corner now and turn the fans against them, but nobody's understanding the risk side of it. That's where the big ball drops from on every level right now. On every level, because everybody just wants to play, okay? Yep. Well, what are the guidelines? Because the guidelines I've seen for amateur sports are horse shit. They're horse shit, right? They're putting it on coaches to handle parents, social distancing. They're putting it on coaches to handle it all social distancing. Come on, man. Come on. If that's on a tournament director, or that's on your little league director, or that's on at the high school level director, whatever the case, you know what I mean? Yep. So these guys are all ass backwards. The Major League Baseball is going to kill all sports outside if they don't figure out a protocol for everybody. That's what's disgusting. That's what's disturbing. And guess what? Listen, they're digging their own damn grave, because if they lock out now and don't play in a way, and I air quote lockout, 2021's coming to lockout too, because they want a salary cap in baseball. The players don't want it. All right? This is the back and forth. This is why they don't want to sign this deal now. It's almost a salary cap type of freaking deal. They don't want to sign it, and people tell me, "Oh, it's not going to affect 2021." It absolutely is going to affect 2021. And if they don't sign this deal, how the hell are they going to get back together in 2021 if they can't agree on a deal right now or any point in the next couple of weeks? How did that? Now we're going to hold it. We're going to hold this confidence that they're going to figure it out next year. The hell out of there. Baseball has a track record of not being able to figure shit out. Exactly. Track record of strikes.
Exactly, because I look at this and it's a shame, because once again you have the other organizations throughout the league, or throughout sports for that matter, the NHL, the NFL, and the NBA, somehow, some way, they're able to get get everything handled in a proper manner. Once again, and this is another example of it, the MLB, the baseball world, unfortunately, there's always a jaded factor to it. It's like there's something that they're always behind. I don't know if it's stubbornness. I don't know what the hell it is. And to me, with so many factors of it, whether it's, how strict they are with their use of content on social media, whether that's, them not being able to adapt to the times on how people stream and view sports, so many different factors that we could talk ad nauseum about. This is another aspect to where this is an opportunity, not only for sports, but for baseball, because this country needs this. We by default have to wait until September at the earliest for NFL. We at the earliest have to wait until late July for NHL and NBA. MLB could be doing this right now. And listen, to Tom's point, the safety concerns, if that was the true reason, say it. But everything, again, we can only go by what the words and actions are being made by the MLB and everyone around that, that centerfold. It's telling us their actions and their words are saying it's not about safety, it's about money. And I understand it. There's a difference between asking somebody to take a pay cut and just spitting in their face. But at the end of the day, and I get it, I'm not going to put anybody, my shoes, myself in Blake Snell's shoes, Bryce Harper's shoes, or anybody in the MLB because I don't know what it's like. I can't. But when you talk about everyone in this country and throughout the world having to adapt in any way, whether that's money, lifestyle, whatever, we've all had to adapt in some certain way. If it's about money, both to the players and the leagues, let's put aside the petty stuff and let's talk about what's most important. It's an opportunity for the sport. It's an opportunity for the players. And it's something that they could do as far as a service to this country. That's what we need. We saw what the NFL draft, which was a 3-night event, did for this country. We saw what just the simple announcement of the NHL coming back yesterday, what that did for all of us. It's an escape. Nobody has any answers. It's all a revolving door of just what's happening next. But what we do know is it's under their control, the players and the league, to get this done. Because to Tom's point, forget about this season. If they don't handle it the proper way, it's going to set them back for years.
It's just going to snowball. It's just going to snowball.
You know what Mr. Khan said? I mean, I'm a rising senior about to play my final year of football. Listen, buddy, I hope you get your opportunity.
Yeah.
I really do. I hope you don't miss out. Hope you don't miss out on that opportunity. And it's down here in Virginia. They're waiting for Major League Baseball to get something done. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of what I'm trying to reiterate to people. I just don't know how governors up north where we've been hit with hot spots per se. I don't know how they make decisions without like the pro sports really getting going and playing, not just allowing training camps to open, like literally playing. How they have to, and these are all pro sports. Like, and I'll leave you guys with this in my last point. How do youth sports start up before billion-dollar companies? And if you think that's okay, I question your judgment then. That's all. Because like, think about it. Like, I want to see what billionaires do, babe. I want to see what the billionaires do first. How are they going about it? Yeah. Okay, cool. This is the standard. We're ready to go. But when we're talking about Jim and John creating a template for freaking youth sports. Jim and John don't know shit. Jim and John CDC officials now. I need some big wig in pro sports that lay some freaking guidelines, okay? Somebody who has a freaking doctorate and has a clue about protecting millionaire athletes, right? Because if they're going to protect millionaire athletes because they don't want lawsuits, right? So how do we figure it out for the youngers? That's the question mark. That's all I got.
Yeah, in reality, real quick, not to continue that, because everything was, but baseball, they should have been the easiest one to get going because there was nothing already started, right? They had the blank canvas. You're already outside. Tom, as you said, it's probably the least physical of all sports, the least touching of all sports. So it should have been, quote unquote, the easiest to get started. And yet they let other sports trump them and get started. Like the UFC is probably the most the worst sport to be started.
Distancing.
The non-social distance sport of all time.
And it's
blood
still going
and
on.
Sweat and everything flying, and yet they're going on and they're putting on show after show after show.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's a social distance sport, and the biggest thing the kids need to be able to see from their professional athletes is how they social distance right now. Because when you talk about these kids, they don't realize it, man. They're not going to realize it. They're so used to doing things a certain way, and that's the. We'll see. But you said, Ryan said it great, a revolving door, it's ebb and flow with it. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. So,
but Yusef, best of luck. I hope you get rolling.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
My dumbest thing of the week, real quick, other than Ralph All Show and Frank's My Little Pony rant.
Ralphie.
He's gonna ride that pony 110%.
Let's play some Genuine. Let's go.
Oh, good call.
Give me an
you just redeemed yourself. My dumbest thing of the week was Gary Bettman trying to explain how they're coming back. I love that they're coming back, but Gary Bettman trying to explain all that was
like the whole thing was like earthquake the whole time during the announcement.
And then later on in the broadcast,
for a second afterwards,
he's all with Mike Tirico, and he's got his grandson and dogs running through the house yelling and barking. I'm like, Gary Bettman, you can't be in a closed room with no noise. Like, come on.
Yeah, you wasn't up there 2020 is. Gary Bettman's leading
and the fact of all commissioners, Gary Bettman,
you fail when Gary Bettman beats you to the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank.
It's all good.
Ralph.
You lost it when Gary Bettman beat you to the punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the idea. I think they did the best of what they could have for what's going on. You know, you gave some of those fringe teams that were trying to make the playoffs a chance to get in. And then
I was going to say something to him, and it's like so inappropriate, but you might as well go bend over on that bed. That's how you took it tonight. You know what
I mean? I'm here all day, baby.
I told him to straighten up the blankets for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Daddy's coming. I don't know why I thought of that with the bed guy.
Ralph, yours?
I don't have one.
You don't have one.
No.
Shocker.
It's becoming a shtick. Shocker. Frank, you want to go or you want me to go?
He does have an L, though.
I got two. So
all right, so let me go
Ryan,
before I lose my eyesight. Okay, before I just lose my motor functions.
After somebody shit again.
Yeah. So I was going to take a shot at a top 10 under 25 list, but I'll save that because I'm going to take a shot at the dial as a whole right now because we've seen examples over examples and it's not just that, Frank. I'm going to leave the headset throwing F-bomb laying idiot to the side because we know all about that. We talked about that earlier. He's an idiot. I think he should hang it up now. That's all I'll say about that. We've seen over the last handful of weeks to months. I mean, listen, again, we're not trying to crown ourselves, but we've gone 2 hours and 45 talking about freaking depth charts. We have people getting paid on the dial all throughout this city, obviously all throughout, that have literally from the second quarantine started and sports stopped, they have abandoned talking sports. I don't get it. It's an absolute embarrassment. And people, you could say, oh, right, you're only going on once a week. That's false. We have shows every single day here. Sometimes 2-3 shows, interviews. We're bringing you more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Where's our excuse, for example? And we have more and more. We have the next 6-5, however long we have until sports actually return. We're not gonna go to freaking politics or the weather or the news or the food. None of that. We can because we'll do it better than anybody else, but we don't have to. And that's why at the end of the day, the people out there, we know who everyone is, because it's not just one person or station. As a whole, the people who have abandoned sports and want to talk politics and cultural events, fire yourselves now because it's an embarrassment. You have no excuse. I don't care if you're on for an hour a week or 4 hours a day. There's zero excuse. So to me, again, that is why certain people grow, us, and certain people over the next handful of years to months are going to continue to die. And that's just the way it is.
Hate to see it, and hate to say that 5 years ago when we first all talked, the big consensus, at least from me, was the dial's going to die, and it was going to die one day. So, when it does, I hope I'm here to see it, and this is the direction it's going. If you can't come out and talk sports and be creative, you shouldn't be doing. That's the wrong job for you. Then.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Frank. All
right, so the first of my two dumb things of the week. The first one goes to the Washington Redskins social media crew. At 3:56 p.m. today, they tweeted out. Really, that was the tweet. It was literally nothing. So the whole list was people were confused with what they were trying to say. I don't know if it was the success they had under Dan Snyder or the wins that they're going to have in 2016, but
just nothing, huh, Frank?
Nothing. It's literally a tweet about nothing. It's like monitoring Seinfeld. So my second one, it's it's got to go to Kelly Ripa. You know, she.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
don't even know where he's going. I don't know where you're going here.
yeah. So Kelly was live on ABC with Ryan Seacrest, and apparently she lied about being in her nice little house in New York. Turns out that she was staying in the Caribbean the whole time. And fans are pissed about it.
Wait, so she said she was in New York and she was in the Caribbean the whole time?
She was in the Caribbean the whole time.
I mean, I ain't hating her, but yeah, what's the point to lie?
Like, I guess she was like stuck down there from Jump Street.
She was stuck. Yes, that was
why
the
lie?
fact. But fans were, especially when I came across it. You know, it was just it was coming across my news feed, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to put this as one of my dumb things of the week.
No, I like it. Yeah, I mean, just tell the truth. It's stupid.
Yeah,
she's better than that. She's been around this game way too long for the beat.
I mean, if you could put up with Regis for so long, you can say I was stuck in lockdown for over in the Caribbean.
I see.
All right, boys. So listen, another great show. All right, tomorrow you stay tuned. We have 3 shows on deck for you.
Oh boy.
We'll have the rundown around 4:35. Not sure exactly when Zach's gonna do it, but he's gonna be talking about Major League Baseball and some of their issues tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. You'll have Lazy Booking tomorrow night. I believe Lazy Booking's at 7, right?
Correct.
And a guest, correct?
Yes, David Starr.
Yes,
David Starr. So another guest from A2D, and then the Hockey Boys tomorrow night with a guest as well.
Yes.
From the Philadelphia Inquirer. It is, let me get his name right.
Sam Charchidi.
Chartidi. I always get his name wrong. So Sam Chartidi will join the boys on the Hockey Happy Hour tomorrow night at 10. So a lot of big stuff coming up. Yeah, got an interview with Mr. Starr on the wrestling, and then we're going to get big news and what Mr. Cardici thinks of the NHL's plan to return, and a lot of great insight from inside sources. So set your alerts, set your reminders. Like, follow, subscribe, please, fam, because at the end of the day, like I'll say it a million times, we're here for you guys. We're the voice of the people, and that's never gonna fucking change. So, write that in your fucking diary and sleep on that one. Like Mike missed on headsets like a freaking piece of garbage. All right. So
if you missed it earlier, sorry, Tom. If you missed it earlier, Chrome and I had Charnay Zoll on earlier. It was a great hour we had with her.
Yeah.
So go back and check it out if you missed it earlier.
Yup, and you go back, check it out on any of our social platforms, or as well as anywhere you get your podcast as well. And then Chrome dropped another one because the interviews don't stop. Now we're getting Uchina Nwasu from the LA Chargers coming on with us Friday, and I'm gonna have to say his name about 700 times before that interview just to make sure I nail it.
We have a big one next week too, right?
Yeah, Chris Pronger on the Hockey Happy Hour next Thursday, not this one. Carducci's this Thursday, or Cursici, or
Chris Pronger next Thursday. Yep.
I'm gonna keep saying his name wrong. So you guys say it for me.
Thanks, Justin.
But yeah, so a lot of big things coming up.
Appreciate it.
So stay tuned. Like I said, 3 shows tomorrow. Set your reminders. Thank you to our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com, as well as our people and my boy Michael Ambrose over at Ambuck Services. Tell them the boys from ATD Radio sent you 20% off all gutter guards, deck restoration, everything outside your house. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Dellavecchio, Greg Milakovic, Frank Vespe, the family out there joining us. We love you guys. Hey, this is why we're the best in the business. No notes. We out.